Your local family for auto and collision repair. At Bradford Auto Works, the legendary Auto Works, they're one local family keeping the Upper Valley rolling. In Bradford, they handle state inspections, alignments, and complete auto care, from winter prep to everyday maintenance. In White River Junction, their legendary crew specializes in collision repair. Whether it's fixing a fender bender or reviving a classic ride, they're proud to serve their neighbors with honesty, skill, and care that runs deep. Bradford Auto Works and legendary Auto Works. Two shops, one family, always there for you. It is Friday. It's June 19th. A reminder from Horse Meadows Senior Center in North Haverhill, they are closed today for Juneteenth. They will reopen on Monday, the 22nd. From everyone at Horse Meadows Senior Center in North Haverhill, enjoy the weekend.
The Orange East Senior Center in the Bradford Community Building will be closed this Friday, June 19th. There'll be no Meals on Wheels or congregate meals.
On the menu at the West Barnett Senior Meals site for Friday, June 19th. Chicken a la king, potato, peas, salad, homemade roll, and apple crisp. The boys will be playing at 10:30 a.m. In-house dining starts at 11:30 a.m. Takeout orders are required by calling 603-638-4002.
Pleasant Valley Campground's Father's Day Kids Fishing Derby is this Sunday, June 21st on Tickle Naked Pond. Registration starts at 8, fishing runs 9 to 11, with lunch, awards, prizes, and a free kayak raffle.
Hey, good morning. We're 6 minutes after 6 under partly cloudy skies and 61 degrees, heading for maybe 70 today. Let's take a break and look at the forecast heading into the weekend and see what we are in store for, as it's being brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brick Materials. They have two locations, East Reigate and at 596 Cross Road in Waterford. And to line up your projects, call 802-633-4122.
Is part of your property too tough to mow? Or do you need a new driveway or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brick Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches, Manchester Brick Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, Mark, thank you. And with the final few days of spring and the first day of summer arriving, we'll see what Mark has to say when we chat with him shortly after 7:30 this morning. Updated weather right now brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials. Carl Darcy at 802-633-4122 as Manchester Brick Materials has two local convenient locations for you at 596 Crossroad, Waterford, and Route 5 Northeast Drygate. Again, Darcy's number is 802-633-4122.
Red Sox pitcher Sonny Gray pitched very well yesterday at Fenway against Toronto. Unfortunately, Gray and the Red Sox lose 4-3 to the Jays. This is interim Red Sox manager Chad Tracy.
It's difficult. I mean, you go from getting the 0, we get two big swings, huge swings from Izzy and Derb to tie the game, and then just in a blink, a couple things happen, and yeah, it's difficult. Early in the game again, we get two big swings, fight back, and have ourselves in position to win the game. We just didn't get it done.
Chad Tracy, late in the game, the Red Sox tied the score on home runs from Akainer Falefa and Caleb Durbin. Ninth inning, Toronto won the game. Get this, on 3 pitches to 3 batters. Sonny Gray.
I can't speak on behalf of the group, but I can speak on behalf of myself, and it's very frustrating. We're not good. We're just not a good team right now, and that's just a fact. Yeah, it's frustrating. I can only speak for myself, but it's frustrating.
Red Sox losing pitcher Sonny Gray. Toronto 4, Red Sox 3.
Glad to be with you this morning. Sunshine's with us right now. I don't know how much we will be getting today or through the weekend, but we'll take what we can when we can, I guess. 61 is the temp. We might see 70 before we're done. We'll take a break momentarily and look at the weather forecast. That was Shabuzi, and before that, Riley Green with Ella Langley, who's doing really well right now. Updated weather forecast being brought to you by your friends right here in downtown Wells River. Stop by and say hello, Wells River Chevrolet. And Ted Cooper checks in every couple of weeks. Not today. He was with us last week. We hope to have him joining us at about 7:45 next week. His Wells River Chevrolet is part of the Autosaver Group. And that is a really big deal, as in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus that comes at no charge with the purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet. At the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet, new special 2026 model year Silverado 1500 ZR2 Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with special financing available to well-qualified buyers. 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments until after Labor Day. Wells River Chevy is home of the big deal. Hurry in today or shop online at wellsriverchevy.com. Together, let's drive. Stock number WT 26175, not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must take new retail delivery by July 7th, 2026.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Mark will be joining us shortly after 7:30 this morning, right after birthdays and anniversaries. Find out what is in store, maybe how much precipitation in the form of rain that we have had recently, and also his outlook for summer. There you have it. An updated look at the weather. 18 minutes after 6, 61 degrees. Brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group, and that is a really big deal. Same great people, same great experience, and now the Big Deal Plus. They're on the web at wellsriverchevy.com. Momentarily, going to listen to a conversation that Joshua Smith had with Drake White, and I guess that's in regards to Saratoga Performing Arts Center, some of the activities happening there. All that's coming up right here at Your Country.
2 words. Your Country.
Peach, we are playing the hits for you on WYKR, Your Country.
Coming up on WYKR, we're excited to welcome country artist Drake White to the show. Drake brings a whole lot of soul, grit, faith, and southern fire to modern country music, with fan favorites like Make Me Look Good Again, Livin' the Dream, and It Feels Good, along with newer music that keeps showing his heart as a singer, songwriter, and performer. He's known for his powerful live shows, his Alabama roots, and an inspiring comeback story that has made his music hit even deeper. Around here, where folks appreciate real songs, real stories, and a little gravel in the voice, Drake White fits right in. Drake, welcome to WYKR.
Good to be here, man. What's going on?
So your music always has that country soul, front porch, church choir kind of feel. Growing up in Oaks Bluff, Alabama, what sounds shaped you before Nashville ever entered the picture?
Yeah, I mean, we grew up in a very small town. Oaks Bluff was about 3,600 people. For me, I've always been outside. I've always felt like, the birds and cicadas and all the sounds of northeast Alabama and that with the foothills of the Appalachians, that they were all part of that. I mean, my dad is a great singer. Mom's a great singer. Dad was always listening to, classic rock, everything from Marshall Tucker Band to Boston to the Stones and the Beatles. My mom was a hairdresser and listened to a lot of kind of 90s country, 80s. Growing up in the 90s, a lot of that formed it. And then my uncle was more of a classic country guy and a storyteller and a Vietnam veteran and that kind of thing. So sitting around fires in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains and a combination of those natural sounds that Alabama brought to the table and the juxtaposition of that and some soul country that's coming south from Muscle Shoals, and just being from that area, it just kind of leaks into your pores, and that's kind of it. Just that hot humidity and steamy kind of sultry sound.
Right. And a lot of folks around here in Vermont, New Hampshire grew up around rivers and back roads, hunting camps, wood piles, and kitchen tables, and your music seems to understand that kind of life. So what is it about rural places that keeps showing up in your songs?
Yeah, I think it's just where you're from. It's where, when you grow up there, that's where you feel safe. I had a great childhood. My parents are tip of the hat to them for, raising me like that and being in that spot and having that routine and having just a home that was solid around there is going to give you this sense of security. And I think if we can focus on certainty and security as kids, then creative stuff comes out. If you're always having to worry about if you're safe or worry about if you're, whatever, you're not going to be able to tap into those parts of your brain. So I was very safe and had a very good upbringing. And so I think that those rural parts, though a lot of times the rural areas of the world and the country get a bad rap from maybe the media or something like that, maybe uneducated or maybe less schooling or whatever. That it's just not true. I think that the slower kind of you got to make up how you play. You got to make up stories. You got to find things to do, and although that can get you in trouble sometimes, you just learn these little pockets in these small towns, and that's the filter that you live through. So that's where the songwriting comes. I'm a songwriter kind of first. So songwriting comes from experiences. Mine does, and I live my life first, and then write my songs about them that I love. So that's why it kind of bleeds through, is because I don't know anything else. That's I've been around the world 3 or 4 times now, and that has changed things definitely. But I will always be the kid from Hoax Bluff, Alabama.
Well, and I mean, your live show has a reputation for being very high energy and soulful. So when you're building a set list, how do you kind of balance the songs that get people moving with ones that really make them listen?
Yeah, it's funny. We just did that for a set that we're about to perform. It's different if you're opening for Riley Green or you're opening for Zach Brown. That's a different set than my headlining set. But for me, I try to create moments inside the set. I go inside and create from town to town. I love the Jimmy Buffett style, Grateful Dead style of kind of a jam where there's a freestyle element to our shows, where there's a revival element to our shows. Revival Elephant is a cool song title, but a revival element to our shows in that, brother, like you got to kind of let the Spirit lead you where you're going to go. Like we might be on the beach today. We might be up in the Northeast tomorrow in Foxborough around Tom Bradyville or into that football culture. So that might pop in the head, and singing songs like Tradition that talk about those things really connect to those people. Where in in California, we might be out there in something like Wildflour might connect more, a song like that. See what I'm saying? So putting that together with how exactly going back to the Alabama, letting the topography kind of dictate the song list of where you at. The people in New Orleans do not eat the same gumbo as the people in Foxborough. At the core, there's a lot of similarities, but the spice is different. The sound is different. The people are different. And so that's what I try to recognize as I'm in, whether I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or, Massachusetts. It's really building that set list to give those people a moment worth creating over, a moment worth repeating. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Something they'll remember, something they can carry with them, that when they might be having a dark time, or that they reach back to and be like, man, I can pull this arrow out of the quiver and feel good, or feel bad, or feel whatever.
Now, for listeners heading over to see you in Saratoga this summer, what kind of shows should they expect from you?
Just that. I mean, I grew up playing music to have a good time and show people a good time, and we will show people a good time, and you will have fun with, not to sound cheesy in that, but like this revival of hope being like, hey man, if this guy can get through that, then I can get through my chemo, or I can get through my divorce, or I can get through this. And there's that section of the show that, man, no matter how dark it gets, there's always light. You just got to look for it. And so they can expect from that show a high energy show that kind of funk, soul, Muscle Shoals kind of feel. It's kind of got a southern rock feel and a country, more back to traditional kind of guys playing strings and fingers to fretboards and stuff like that. There's no electronics in my show. It's all guys playing their music. Nothing against electronics and all that stuff. That's people's cup of tea. But for us, this AI conversation that's happening, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, it is a fact that AI, for me, will never replace live music, because we have a point of view. We have a point of view, and AI does not have a point of view. I have a point of view because of what I've explained to you through growing up in Alabama and growing up with a mom that's a cosmetologist and a blue-collar dad, and being from Alabama. I have a point of view that people can come and they can relate to, and that's what helps you get through good times, bad times, hard times, dark times, light times. So this show is it's a wide variety of get down, funky, gumbo spice, and man, I almost died, and here's how I got out of it. And I'm glad y'all are here, and here's some spice for you.
Right. Well, that's some really powerful statements. I really appreciate your time, Drake, and come back on anytime. I had a great time chatting with you.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
All right. And that was country artist Drake White joining us here on WYKR. Be sure to keep up with Drake's music, tour dates, and everything he has going on at drakewhite.com. That is drakewhite.com.
Thank you. 29 minutes after 6. Glad to have you along here with us. A couple of things that are coming up this weekend include the 4th of July dance party at the Clifford Building in Woodsville. And that'll be at BYOB on the 20th, which is tomorrow, Saturday. It'll be from 7 to 11 p.m. Dance all night long, having a great time. Only $15 per person, $25 per couple. Music provided by DJ Kev 2, and proceeds are to benefit the Woodsville Wells River 4th of July celebration. And that's just a couple of weeks away from tomorrow. And now the weather's being brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group, where every deal comes with a big deal plus. A 2-year unlimited schedule maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCire from the Autosaver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. There's always something exciting happening at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and there's never been a better time to stop in and see what's on the lot. We've got new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram models arriving regularly, plus a strong selection of dependable pre-owned vehicles for every driver. Whether you want capability, comfort, style, or power, our team is here to help you find the vehicle that's right for you. And with our service department ready to help with maintenance and repairs, we're here to help you before, during, and after the sale. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And for St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, a part of the Autosaver Group. Online at St. Johnsbury, cdjr.com at 200 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury. You're up to date on the weather, 61 degrees. Mark Breen chats with us in just an hour, shortly after 7:30, right after birthdays and anniversaries. Well, we just heard a conversation that Joshua had with Drake White. Let's see what he actually sounds like.
We are excited to have back with us in the studio Steve Batchelder and Tonya Palmer from Batchelder Carpentry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Steve shows up here with his coffee. You're just ready to go.
I am.
Yeah. And Steve told me, he says, "Listen, we gotta record this early because we are booked today."
We are.
We really are.
Yeah. Yep.
We are booked not just today, but for a hot minute.
Yeah. Cool. So what kind of projects you guys working on now?
Well, we are in the end stages of doing a kitchen remodel with new cabinets with a team player type of situation. We're working with Lauren Nelson from LC Design Concepts.
She's a friend of the station. Yes.
Yeah. So there's that kitchen that we're getting close to. We're at the point where they're almost ready to come template the countertops. We just finished up a shower bathroom project for a lady in Groton.
Yep.
She loves it. They had the old bathtub that you had to climb over.
Okay.
So put a walk-in shower with the seat, built-in seat, and all that jazz. So the shower chair is not shifting around when you're trying to get in and out.
Right.
Yeah.
Added the grab bars. They're pretty happy.
Yeah.
They're hopefully gonna send us a review about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Good.
can add that to the website.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
That website is vtcarpenter.com.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
We've also been doing some deck work, repainting steps and some stairways. That's a ongoing
It
thing.
seems to be a very popular thing so far.
Yeah, one of the
this
common
season.
complaints from the customers about the decks and steps is they've stained it or painted it and it keeps peeling. And there's some products that you can use to make it not do that so much, and some other nifty ways to stop it from happening.
Yes.
So this is the time of year where you're getting a lot of calls about porches and decks.
Yes.
Porches, decks. We're getting some calls about some ski lockers over at Sugarbush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some potentially got some work over there. We're going on Friday to meet with another condo place to talk about ski lockers and stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll come through and once their board reviews it, and
Right.
it's a little ways over there, but
Yeah. When you guys pulled into the station, and you're running out of space on the front of your license plate.
Yes,
with
he
the
is.
with the fire warden, the engineer, the EMT, the fire department one in general.
Yeah, you don't have any room. You don't have any more room to put any other things on top.
Well,
of
I think I
truck.
got enough for now on my plate.
Yes.
Don't.
You guys are you're working 24/7. It seems like.
We are working a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're taking up. We got some potential more jobs. We got a possible deck. We got a fairly large painting project for a 2-story deck over in Reigate. And then there's a few things here and there that I've probably put on hold. I think we've got another painting project in Reigate that I have to get back to the customer. We've been so busy, it's hard to do everything we got to do.
That's right. So that's you apologizing to your
to
the listeners
that
that you will get back to them, huh?
Yeah. So if Steve Ross, if you're hearing this, sorry.
And we have a new addition to the company.
Really?
We do. We've got another employee.
Okay.
Yes.
Jared Lakin. Yeah. He's been with us a few weeks now.
Yep.
It's always a work in progress to work somebody new in, because Tonya and I have gotten used to just the two of us. And
you got a good rhythm. Yeah.
It's an adjustment, but we're working on getting that rhythm going with the three of us. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
And for those that are listening, it's like, well, why should I call if they sound so busy right now? But they should still call.
They should still call.
Okay.
We don't just because we were talking about the potential jobs at Sugarbush. We haven't got them yet. They're potential jobs. So you never know. They may not come through, and we might have more slots available. And one of the things I will say is, again, call us early, email us early, plan ahead. There's a lot of contractors out there, but we're all busy, so you may have to wait a little bit. You can't call us that week and expect us to be there that week, for sure.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes we can come because if something fell through, we didn't get the job we thought we might because the pricing, we might be able to be there that next day. It's up, we can't guarantee it, but
right now. So if people want to reach out to you, they can go to vtcarpenter.com and you have all your contact info there.
Yes.
Correct.
What about folks that are maybe not that are a little averse to the internet? Do you have a phone number they could call?
We do. They can give us a call at 802-793-3071.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so any job, no job is too big, no job is too small.
Correct.
Yep. And so, say for instance, if somebody has, like I said, they just need to get their stairs repaired, and they're thinking they could still call because you might always be able to squeeze in these little small jobs.
Correct. Right. And now there's 3 of us. There's a possibility, depending on the scale of the job, that maybe I can just send Tonya to go take care of it, and Jared and I can stay on the other job, or vice versa, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we actually did that this week, so it's possible.
Yeah.
So now you guys can take on double the jobs now that you can.
I don't know.
Wow, we've been piling on pretty thick. But yeah, that just reach out early, plan ahead. You may have to wait a little. I mean, we don't like telling people you got to wait, but depending on what your job is and the scope of it, it's just a possibility.
And you work
planning ahead is the good thing.
Right, planning ahead, and you work you'll work with their budgets as well.
Yeah. So we're not quite to July yet, but I was just saying the other day, I said we got to start telling people to reach out to us about fall and winter projects.
Right.
People don't want to hear the winter word, but it's not that far away.
That's true.
And again, about planning early. If don't wait till September to reach out to us about your fall projects.
I know, and snow is a 4-letter word when we're talking about it in June. So
yeah.
So, and
we got an addition we got to build on too. It's a bedroom onto a home. We're pouring concrete for that on Friday.
Okay.
So
wow.
we're in. Oliver Landworks is doing the dirt work and helping us with the concrete part of it.
Okay. Yeah, we like Oliver Landworks too. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Any final comments?
Again, just reach out early and hit us up at vtcarpenter.com or give us a call at 802-793-3071.
Okay, Tonya?
Give us a call.
Okay.
We want to hear from you, see what we can come up with.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chief Crushing and Excavation has plenty of products that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fills, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has Vermont and New Hampshire locations near you, including Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Excavation and full land clearing services are also available. For quarry operation hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, still hanging around 61 degrees. We might see 70 today. Some sunshine's with us right now from our vantage point. We can see clear blue sunny skies, but will that hang around with us all day or into the weekend? We'll find out as we continue to update you on the weather every few minutes here. Compliments of our many sponsors and the Fairbanks Museum. And, of course, this weather brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. Give them a call at 802-584-3868. At the Auto Saver Group's Wells River Chevrolet, new special 2026 model year Silverado 1500 ZR2 Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with special financing available to well-qualified buyers. 0% APR for 60 months, plus no payments until after Labor Day. Wells River Chevy is home of the big deal. Hurry in today or shop online at wellsriverchevy.com. Together, let's drive. Stock number WT26175, not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must take new retail delivery by July 7th, 2026. Really? All right. We're exactly 6:45. It is time for the Bay Ridge Speedway Race Report. That is brought to you by your friends at Wells River Chevrolet. You guys had great weather last weekend, finally.
Oh, beautiful weather.
Man.
Sun was shining, just a slight little breeze.
Yep.
And just a great night for racing.
Awesome. Good to hear.
First one all season, I think.
And then, of course, all that rain yesterday, you'll have some work to do to get the track ready for tomorrow, probably.
We got a lot of work to do to get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
In between the showers.
Just to get in there. We were in there yesterday during the middle of it.
Yeah.
And there was trees. We had to remove a tree for the mailman to get through.
Really?
There was a bunch of trees down Kidder Road. So Kidder Road's a little messy.
All right.
Little extra leaves on the road, but that's...
Just be careful, everybody.
That's all.
You know?
That's all we can do.
Yep. So let's find out what happened last week, because there was a lot of racing that you got in.
Yeah. Saturday, June 13th.
Yeah.
Good thing that wasn't on Friday, right?
No kidding.
The Sable & Sons Dirt Car Sportsman Modifieds. Jason Gray got the win over Max Dolliver, Kyle Huntington, Jason Horniak, Todd Buchwald finished 5th, Thomas Placey, Jeremy Huntoon, Owen Brown, Melvin Pearson, and Brian Chafee rounding out the top 10. In the Wells River Chevrolet Dirt Car Sportsman Coupes, Todd Buchwald picked up the win over Lucas Wheeler. And that was quite a battle right to the end, the last lap. Michael Danforth, 3rd. Adam Osgood, 4th. Ali Pushy, top 5 with Cooper Hodge. Travis King, Bob Shepard, the ageless one. Alexis Pushy, and Logan Martin rounded out the top 10. In the JTB Towing and Recovery feature for the Sportsman Coupes. And that was an original for the night. The other one was the rain out from the week before. From Valley Floors. Okay, JTB Tow and Recovery feature. Michael Danforth picked up the win over Lucas Wheeler again. Adam Osgood, Travis King, Chris Roberts in top 5. Alexis Pushy, Bob Shepard, Logan Martin, AJ Pushy, and Rob Williams rounding out the top 10 in that. In the Dad's 4x Tool Supply Sportsman Limiteds, Sean King picked up the win over Keegan Tabor, Brian King, Jordan Robinson, and Lucas Balch, top 5. In Extreme Dirt Car DMA Midgets, Will Hall finally got the monkey off his back, picked up the win over Brandon Piasca, John Forlarno, Nick Fredo, Chris Murray, top 5, Jeff Horn, Keith Brown, Travis Hull, and Anthony Rako to finish out your top 10. In the High Country Dispensary Late Models, Ryan Christian picked up the win over Kelly Miller, Timmy Higgins, Kevin Smith, and this Kevin Smith, folks, is from Canada. And Tim Beard, your top 5. La Valley Building Supplies Dirt Stalkers, Andrew Fitzgerald came up, picked up the win over Timmy Tucker. John Fields, Mike Mann, Tyler Fellows in your top 5 with Timmy Blake, Mike LaRock, James Thompson, and Dustin Toll rounding out your top 10. And in the Woodsville Power Equipment Ridge Runners, segment 3 from the rained out week from before. Ryan Sayers over Riley Chafee, Doug Boucher, Zach Audette, Katie Burrows, your top 5. And the overall, Riley Chafee picked up the overall win of the 3 combined races over Ryan Sayers, Katie Burrow, Kevin LaForest, and Zach Audette. Round out the top 5 in that. And in the JTB Tow and Recovery feature for the night, Kevin LaForest picked up the win over Doug Boucher, Zach Audette, Ryan Sayers, Riley Chafee, your top 5, with Katie Burrows, Jacob Harrell Larson, Kyle Morris, Terry Flint, and Ty Haywood round out the top 10. So we had a lot of racing going on last week.
I guess you did. Yeah, we wanted to make sure we got it in because it was a busy night.
It was busy.
Many yellows. They did pretty good.
No, they did a good job.
Clean racing.
Good. It was good. It was. I think we were all done by
10:30. I think 10:30.
Yeah, easily by 10:30. So
week before, kind of cut short.
Yeah, cut short.
Oh my word.
Cut long, cut short, whatever.
So you guys will be at the track today doing some work on it.
Doing a lot of work between the track and parking lots, trying to get some of the washouts and the parking lots done, the roads, and get ready.
It came down, man, didn't it?
It rained, and all of a sudden, we pulled in the racetrack, and I was in the booth, and all of a sudden we looked out, and I could hardly see April's Suburban.
Oh, gee.
15 feet away.
Really?
The infield, we could have had boat races in it yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
It was
I have
fun.
a stream behind my house, man. It was rocking and rolling.
Yep.
My word. It came down for a few minutes. And, of course, the ground is saturated anyway.
Right.
So where's it going to go? And some places it was quite windy. It didn't seem that windy in Wells River Woodsville, but you guys got some wind up there?
There was some wind for a few minutes, yeah. You take those big old trees with a lot of leaves on them, catch a lot of rain, and the wind pulls up. That tree, it didn't look like it was rotten at all. The one that we came down, it was probably 14 inches in diameter, and broke right off, probably 12 feet in the air.
Yeah, it was ready to come down. So going to tomorrow night's race, be the 20th of June. We'll be heading into the 4th of July in a couple of weeks, as you said. But meanwhile, this weekend you have the 4- and 6-cylinder Enduro, which means what? What's an Enduro?
Lots of cars.
They just go.
It's a 75 lap.
And rocket, just go, huh?
The only time you'll stop the race is for a bad wreck, or if somebody spins out and their door is basically facing where the drivers are coming toward you.
Okay.
If there's 3 or 4 cars blocking the racetrack, you find your best way by between the tires and the walls on the racetrack, and you keep on going.
Okay.
It's not stop. 75 laps. It's a neat little race. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So do you deliver the trophies to all the sponsors?
If they want them, yeah, the first place.
I saw Wells River Savings Bank had
Yeah.
the trophies yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Some, most of the businesses do. There's a few that don't. Like JTB, he doesn't really have a place to, display them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you make the trophies?
Yep. Yep.
How many trophies in the course of a year?
600 plus.
Really? And you make them?
Yeah.
Wow. Because you like have to cut and dice these things, right?
Yes. Yeah, they're not. I mean, I have to cut the columns for the heights and assemble all the metal rods and yeah.
How long does it take for like a trophy? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
It takes me about, between cutting and assembling, probably about 4 hours to do a week's worth.
Man.
So.
See all the stuff that happens behind the scenes that people don't realize. And
But how many trophies? How many trophies did you do last week there for that one club?
Yeah, the Father's Day pulled for the North April Fair on Sunday. I did Saturday and Sunday. I just made 93 trophies for that.
And it took you 4 hours to do all that?
No, probably a little bit more than that.
So
but that's
you have to
93
pick these trophies out and order them, or does somebody else?
No, I do. It's like they have tops.
They come in pieces. They're
So
all
you get
pieces.
The colored
Right.
columns, I have to cut those, and I have to order the different size rods, and then the bases, and then the covers for the columns, and then the labels. I make all the labels, so that's not even the assemblies before, and then I have to make labels for all of them, put labels on all of them.
Okay.
So yeah, and I can't do it in the middle of the winter because the room isn't insulated, so metal rods don't heat well. With a portable heater. And after about an hour, my hands are numb.
You
so
think?
I have to,
like working in an ice box.
So I kind of have a window.
She could take them in the house and then lug them back out there. But
So
what do you do?
That ain't happening.
She's doing that, and you're running a grader.
yeah,
Something like that, right?
Not in the wintertime.
No, that's for
She'll
sure.
be there today. I won't be.
But also for tomorrow night
Okay.
is another feature. The modifieds have to make up their makeup feature from 2 weeks ago.
Oh, all right.
So there'll be 2 modified 35-lap features tomorrow night, plus the regular card, plus the Enduro. So there'll be a lot of racing tomorrow night.
It kind of a 50-50 chance on the weather.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
again.
Right now.
Man,
And the late models are off, but everybody else is on tomorrow. So
okay. So 6-ish, you're going to be...
Hopefully by 6 we'll be going
And if it
with what
looks-
we got going.
Or maybe a little sooner.
Yeah, we won't start any earlier.
Okay.
We will not start any earlier than 6.
All right. And final comments?
Let's have a good night of racing, and hopefully the rain holds off until Sunday.
Right, definitely. And, of course, being brought to you by Wells River Savings Bank, tomorrow night's races. Should be a good night of
Your
it.
good neighbor bank
Yeah, you got
here
it.
in Wells
is
River.
there appreciation weekend this weekend?
Yeah, they don't have it today because it's Juneteenth.
Yeah,
So they had it
closed
yesterday, and next Friday they'll be in Newbury with strawberry shortcake.
There you go.
All right?
There you go.
Okay. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Stephen.
Brought to you by your friends at Wells River Chevrolet, the weekly Bay Ridge Speedway Race Report. In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices, you won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere, and if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day. Highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And there you have it, brought to you by Farmway right there in Bradford. They do have their 14th annual Father's Day car show coming up this Sunday, June 21st. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 1:30, and that will be at Farmway. And, of course, all the money's donated to Safeline for abused men, women, and children of Vermont. Free spectator entry, plenty of parking, great food, multiple drawings and prizes. They invite you to join them for some fun at Farmway. Of course, they are closed Sunday and major holidays, but they are doing the special 14th Annual Father's Day Car Show. Meanwhile, do some shopping. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, Fridays until 8 p.m. They are also online at vermontgear.com. Check them out. News and information coming up in a couple of minutes at 7 o'clock. And then we come out of that chatting with Charlie Gray at Four Corners Farm, South Newbury. Charlie Gray's on the phone. He'll be chatting with us in a couple of minutes after we check out the latest world and national news. Coming up in just a minute, at Your Country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, W286DE Wells River at 105.1 FM. And, of course, Charlie joins us each and every week during the growing season and once a month in the off-season during the winter months. We'll also be listening to a conversation in the 7 o'clock hour that I had a couple of weeks ago with Winston Oakes, the owner of Budget Lumber in North Haverhill. There's a cornhole tournament coming up. Gordon Perkins chatted with Joshua Smith about that. We have our birthdays and anniversaries right around 7:30. Then come out of that chatting with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum. And then at about 7:45 from her business in North Haverhill, right there on Route 10, Lauren Nelson gives us an update from LC Design Concepts. And then we head into a busy 8 o'clock hour. And reminding you, it's the Business Spotlight between 8:30 and 9. We'll chat with Wildflour Cafe, Matt and Carrie, right there in downtown Lisbon. But right now, we're checking out the latest news, world and nationally, from NBC.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Talks between the U.S. and Iran set for today in Switzerland have been called off. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Washington and Tehran had planned to meet to discuss implementing the 14-point agreement between the two nations to end the war. That agreement was signed digitally earlier this week and sets up a 60-day window to hammer out the future of Iran's nuclear program. Vice President J.D. Vance canceled plans to travel to Switzerland overnight, but the White House says it looks forward to beginning the talks as soon as possible. Some news reports from an agency linked to Iranian-backed militant group Hezbollah say the talks were canceled because of Israel's ongoing war in Lebanon, a key sticking point in negotiating an end to the U.S.-Iran conflict.
It could be some time before shipping operations return to normal in the Strait of Hormuz. More from Rory O'Neill.
The head of an International Tankers Association says the Strait of Hormuz is blocked with about 80 mines that still need to be cleared. The director of Intertanko says some tankers made it through Thursday after an agreement was signed between the U.S. and Iran, only by sneaking along the rocky coast of Oman or traveling through Iranian waters. Industry experts predict shipping traffic won't return to normal this year.
3 people are dead in the latest military strike against an alleged drug boat. Officials claimed the boat was smuggling drugs from Latin America to the U.S. when it was struck Thursday in the Eastern Pacific. Over 200 people have been killed by U.S. strikes against alleged drug boats during the current administration.
Colors changing hue.
The new coat of paint in the Washington, D.C. reflecting pool is starting to peel off. The Trump administration recently renovated the pool in the National Mall to make the water what the White House calls American flag blue. By Monday, however, algae had turned the water green. Now it appears the new paint job is starting to peel and float to the top. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
There you have it, the latest NBC world and national news. We're a couple of minutes after 7 o'clock. We head to South Newbury and say good morning to Charlie Gray.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, boy. Charlie, what kind of a week has it been for you with Pick Your Own and those strawberries that came into season?
Yes, it's been a really eventful week. This week I started this week actually on last Sunday. looking at the weather, being like, okay, is there a window here to make some hay? So it was definitely a gamble, because on Sunday they were still talking about that on Wednesday afternoon there was still a chance of a thunderstorm. So it's really hard to be like, okay, so you got to have a certain amount of time that the hay, that you mow it and that it sits on the ground, and then you flop it over a couple times.
Yeah.
But that window is, it's right at 72 hours. So it's like just over 3 days, or just under 3 days is about. So we're lucky we were to have it. And, I've now been haying by myself for, with a little bit of supported help for 3 or 4 years. And that's, I'm starting to get it to understand, it's when people just see hay out in the field, they don't understand that the whole logistics behind it of planning on the weather and getting it mowed timely and, getting it dry. And because you can't just mow it and then leave it sit and bale it, because if it's too green, then, when it goes, especially because we do more of dry silage bales. So when it goes into the wrap, the fermentation process of it really has to be past a certain point. Otherwise it just kind of gets, when you open it up in the wintertime, it kind of just gets, it's still usable hay, but it's not as good as, a well-fermented and a well-aged hay bale. So it's knowing all those factors and trying to get it to a dry enough point that when you seal it, seal it, you'll have really good hay when you open it up 6 months later. So now, after doing it for a few years, it was a really, I did a post online saying that seeing a mowed field with wrapped round bales in it is happiness for a farmer.
I'll bet it is. Yeah. How
Really.
many do you do in the course of a year? How many do you have to have for your cows?
The dairy cows need about 150, and then we'll usually do about like a 10%, 10% over, so usually about 170, and that gives you kind of 20 bales that hopefully will get you through into the late spring, depending on how the spring is. And then the beef cows, they also need about 150, so it's last year we were short, but this year hopefully, with the rain and hopefully we get good weather, we'll have enough. So I've already made over 100 bales this season, so that's, of quality dairy cow feed. So that's, we'll run out as if we weren't to make another bale, we would run out of hay in the middle of February right now. So we're getting closer and closer for the dairy cows to be fed.
Let's talk about Pick Your Own, Charlie.
Yes, let's go back to the crop that, that we grow here and we're known for. And Pick Your Own's been, it's something my parents actually first started way back in Heartland, 48 years ago. So it's something that's always come with our farm, and we're really supportive of everybody coming out to pick. And today we want to do a locals only day. So everybody's allowed to pick today, but locals or any town that touches Newbury or anybody that can hear us on the radio today, this is the only place we're saying it. So it's you come out today, you say, hey, I heard the local deal on the radio, or you see it at the shack, you'll get $5 off your first spot.
Excellent. Awesome. Today on June 19th, which is Juneteenth. All right, celebrating the Locals Day. So it's been a good year so far for your berry fields.
Yeah, so far we've been able to keep up. We just knock on wood that the weather, hopefully that yesterday, we all almost had to build an ark and float away yesterday because the rains were so heavy. Yeah. So hopefully we don't have too many more days of those in the next, 2 to 3 weeks, so that we can, I appreciate the 10 customers that did come out and picked in the rain yesterday. It's just a little water. You only can get so wet. So
yeah.
But the berries loved it, and lucky we've chosen varieties of strawberries over the years that can handle rain more than they can handle heat. So if I can choose between the two, I'd rather have a little more rain than a little too hot.
Okay. We'll get to the farm stand in a moment. What's up with your tomato plants there?
So, yes, thanks a lot for everybody hearing us on the radio last week. And last week we still had a whole wagon full of tomato plants, and it was like, oh, how are we going to get all these gone? And now we're down to our last dozen or so. So if you haven't got any tomato plants for your garden, or your first ones aren't looking so good, we still have some available. Also, you can do take them from the 4-inch pot that they're in. You can transplant them into a bigger pot, and you can have tomatoes for your porch. That always works pretty good. So you just put a tomato cage around it and stick it on your porch, and you'll have tomatoes right out your front door.
Yeah, does not make it difficult. And meanwhile, the farm stand, I assume, is filling up.
Yes, we're filling up. Our next batch of crops that are about to come in are summer squash and zucchini, and peas are in flower, and they have formed pods. So I think it will be just after the 4th of July that we'll have, or maybe a little bit before, that we'll have peas in the farm stand. And peas are doing really good this year. They love this cool and wet weather. So we'll even be able to get the sheller out and have, shelled peas available. And I think everybody will be able to put peas away in the freezer this winter. So.
Excellent. Things are good at Four Corners Farm, South Newbury. And you have a few other things that you can look at and pick up at the farm stand, I assume.
Yeah, so as we, with on the dairy side of it, we always have our raw milk available for sale, which is, I have that every morning. It's great, goes great for coffee, especially if you don't shake it up and you take a little bit of that cream off the top and have a nice hot fresh cup of coffee is good. We also, we work with Sweet Cow Yogurt up in West Newbury, so all the milk that goes into their yogurt is from our cows, along with our really good cheddar cheese. So it's really special about our cheddar cheese is we haven't sent a batch of cheese in a while, so this stuff's starting to get 5-6 years old, and aged cheddar at 5 years, it just gets a really good flavor. And if you really want to level up your experience with the cheese, leave it out on the counter for a couple hours to get up to room temperature, and it just melts in there. It melts in your mouth.
It's good taste. Yeah, I can taste it now. That's great. You got some fresh bread this year?
Yeah, so there's a new bakery that opened up this spring just down the road from us, and they do sourdough. Sourdough is kind of their first bread, so they'll do loaves and English muffins, and so we have that available along with Upper Valley Coffee Roasters and our jams, and we'll have popcorn available that we grew last year. So all sorts of little unique items, whether it's, I can't say stocking stuffers yet because it's not quite Christmas. But,
right.
Little gift if you're looking for dads for Father's Day is something they like.
Certainly. And, of course, don't forget, a fresh salad or maybe some strawberry shortcake would be good, wouldn't it, Charlie?
Yes, this is the time of year. I mean, don't listen to your doctor. Just eat a strawberry shortcake every day.
That's a great idea. And finally, again, the Pick Your Own Shack, your deal today?
Yeah, so today is local today. So if you hear us on the radio or if your town touches Newbury, then you get $5 off your first flat.
And the farm stand's open 9 to 6 now, I hear.
Yeah, every day 9 to 6. We do on Sunday. We're going to close an hour early just to, just that. But if you're still here and it's, we'll still have somebody here that can help you if you do show after 5 on Sunday. But we appreciate, try to get here before 5 on Sunday. But every other day we are 9 to 6 until the snow flies.
All right. Look forward to our next update. Things are great at Four Corners Farm, it sounds like.
All right. See you next week.
Have a great day. That's Charlie Gray. He's a busy guy, that's for sure. And the good thing is to stop by Four Corners Farm and check out the Pick Your Own Shack and have a great day of it out in the field. We're about ready to check out the weather at 10 minutes after 7, still hanging at 61 degrees. There is some rain in the forecast. We're going to find out in detail. Compliments of your friends at Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, in Fiat, Littleton. They are home of the big deal, and they look forward to having you kick some tires. Do it today right there in Littleton. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton, the veteran sales professionals are passionate about helping customers find the right vehicle that fits their needs. Due to their knowledgeable and experienced sales representatives who are always happy to help, they've been nominated several times for Chrysler Dealer of the Year, earned multiple FCA Pantaster Club Awards, and are the recipient of the Customer First Award for Excellence, years 2018 through 2023. At Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, they continue to hold themselves to the highest standards of training and maintain manufacturer certification in order to serve their customers the best quality of customer service. Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, located on Route 302 in Littleton.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And mostly cloudy skies, and we'll be talking with Mark in just a few minutes around 7:30, coming out of birthdays and anniversaries, and find out in more detail what the weekend weather looks like. Father's Day weekend, by the way. And that's the weather, brought to you by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, in Littleton, and they are home of the big deal. Stop in, check it out.
Patriots' #1 draft pick, 313-pound O-lineman Caleb Lomu, is now independently wealthy. So, what did Lomu buy with his new money?
It's a good question. I'm not really a guy who spends too much money. One of the first things I got was just a new golf set. I'm big into golf, love playing some golf, so I had to get some longer ones, kind of outgrew my old set. So that was really the big purchase that I've made. It's a new golf set.
Well, there are 3 golf courses near Gillette Stadium. Lomo is also a reader, another surprise for a pro football player.
That's a good question. I'm not the biggest, I'm going to be honest, I'm not the biggest book reader. I know my wife is, she loves to read books, and I want to. Like, I actually got this one book, As a Man Thinketh, so I haven't been able to read that yet. And I need to take the time to actually sit down and actually read, but I'm sure there's lots of books that I would love to enjoy.
The Patriots' first draft pick, Caleb Lomu. He's different. Follow me on Tom Cuddy Sports.
Well, it is time for a June update. June 2026 is we've been checking since, last September, August, I guess it is when that sale started, right, Winston?
Yes, almost a year.
Almost a year, closing in on that.
Almost a year, yeah.
But you still have some inventory. Now 75% off, right?
That's a little crazy, but that's what it is.
Okay, all right.
Yep, you can buy a brand new door slab for $12.50.
Wow, and you got pretty good inventory still.
I still got 2,000.
Okay, all right.
But everything, pre-hung doors, entry doors, patio doors. You can buy a $2,000 patio door for $500.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 75% off. And who knows what's in store for July.
That's exactly. But it is moving at 75 off. So
yeah.
As soon as the papers come out, I guess today or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, papers are coming out. All that's going to be in there. Now, do you do Facebook Marketplace with this stuff, Winston?
I do.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah, we do quite a bit, actually. I put the ad on Marketplace every week.
Mm-hmm.
So on our ad course, we got the contents of one of our tenants that was in our old building that we have sorted out, and all of that stuff is in a yard sale. So if you just want to come and do a little shopping or browsing,
mm-hmm.
you can go over there and see what goodies there is in there.
Okay.
And there's some pretty nice bicycles and all kinds of sports stuff. So even I even got some new polo shirts over there. It's marked $125. So, we probably take $20 a piece for them for sure.
Sure. All right. So you're getting rid of your inventory. You got some of that inventory. You haven't.
Yeah. And we got tenants in inventory. We're selling for him. So.
Good. All right. So things are good there under the historic water tower. Sounds pretty busy there.
It's busy, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody comes in, spend a few minutes and take a walk around, because there's got to be something out there that you can't live without.
Yeah.
You've
been in this location 25 plus years now, Winston?
26.
What kind of changes have you seen in the course of a quarter of a century there anyway?
Well, of course we've seen the Home Depots move in, and we've seen of course the farms are growing bigger, and so there's that used to be quite a clientele, a small farmer in the lumber yards. You always had them in every day, and now it's these gigantic farms, and that business pretty well is sewed up when they do something. But this help situation is different. The products, there's too many, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's come out with there's new deck materials, and even steel shingles are now starting to hit the market, which is kind of different. But the product change is huge, because it didn't have tongue and groove plywood to put on your decks. You just put down 5/8 CDX, and then you went over it with something else. So those things have changed, and of course your insulations have all changed from fiberglass to rock wool, which is made out of stones, and there's a lot of changes.
A lot of changes. And you've been in the building industry for, since the early 70s?
73.
Yeah. So you've really seen some changes in 60 years.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you go from unloading trucks by hand to all forklifts, and then they come out with boom trucks to deliver with, and we never had any of that when we started. We'd sell a truckload of concrete blocks, you'd go and unload them by hand.
Mm-hmm.
So truck drivers expected it. They didn't pay attention to it, but now today it's very tough to get much stuff to handle by hand. So
yeah. Well, if our listeners have any questions in regard to building materials and some ideas, stop in and Winston will give you a lot of different ideas in regard to all that.
Well, I made the mistake before, so I can correct you. Usually.
So 75%, 75% off though, Winston, and you still got a pretty good supply of stuff there anyway.
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of stuff to pick from. We still got some cedar porch posts, and I got a lot of pegboard paneling. It's $5 a sheet now, and pegboard, runs $25-$30 anyway.
Really?
I probably got 500 or 600 sheets out there still.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we got transoms, go over garage doors. I even got 2 garage doors that are the size is 8 by 6'6", which are a little bit short in height for today's garages, because you can't even drive a 10.5 pickup in a garage today with its 7 foot because they're too tall.
Yeah. Well, vehicles have changed too, along with what you said in regards to building material. Everything's changed.
Yeah.
Everything has changed.
That's why you have to, kind of keep awake and keep with the trends, and those that change, stay, and those that don't go. But
now you got
it's still a good industry, for
Yeah.
anybody to get into.
Sure.
If you're in it and you have any experience at all, jobs are not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can always buy a job.
At Budget, right there, Budget Lumber in North Havel, under the historic water tower. Big complex. Do you have any rentals still available?
We will have one out front, the garage rental that Kennedy Roofing is moving to our old store, so that will be open. And I should have number 3 and number 4 open when another tenant moves. But we got some space that people can look at.
All right, so contact Winston, the owner at Budget Lumber. And, of course, Budget Kitchen and Baths, they're not under the sale.
No, not at all. That will be a separate entity.
They're exempt from it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good enough. You're open Monday through Friday. What are the hours?
8 to 4.
8 to 4. Good. All right, check it out. 75% off as we speak.
Yep, and on weekends we might run that yard sale 10 to 2.
Okay, so that's by chance.
By chance,
Okay, good. All right, Winston, we'll chat with you in a couple of weeks with another update, all right?
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. At 7:21, a very good morning. 61 and mostly cloudy. There is some rain in the forecast. Let's take a look at that. See what we're in store for. It's being brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment with sales, service, parts, repairs, rental equipment, expert advice, and Bobcat of Woodsville that's also on the lot. There's also Bobcat of Enfield, recently opened up. So give them a call if you've got some questions, comments, and need to book your piece of equipment in, or you're looking to buy brand new at 603-747-2322. It's that easy. Take your lawn to the next level with the help of Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental and the Husqvarna MZ54 Zero Turn Mower. It delivers commercial-style performance with homeowner-friendly comfort and control, because great lawns deserve great tools. Cut your mowing time in half and do it with precision. Husqvarna zero-turn mowers deliver pro-level performance. Whether you're tackling a backyard or a full day of yard work, check out Husqvarna's full lineup of zero-turn mowers at Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day. Highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Hey, Mark, thank you. 722, updated weather brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment. Be sure to check it out with sales, service, parts, repairs, their expert advice, rental equipment, and Bobcat of Woodsville that's on the lot. Be amazed at what they have to offer you. And be sure to check them out on Facebook. They're at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway, and there's also Bobcat of Enfield. 603-747-2322. I want to remind you, Pleasant Valley Campground's Father's Day Kids Fishing Derby is coming up Sunday, June 21st on Tickle Naked Pond. Registration starts at 8, fishing runs 9 to 11, with lunch, awards, prizes, and a free kayak raffle. Sounds like fun? Be sure you get out there and participate at Tickle Naked Pond this weekend.
Thanks for listening. Honest, we appreciate it.
Haverhill, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for listening to Your Country, WYKR.
We have some returning guests here in the studio. It is Willie Perkins and Augie Perkins. And Willie, you're 16, and Augie, you're 14.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. And you're here to talk a little bit about the 4th annual Cornhole Tournament and Silent Auction fundraiser?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about it. So what's the fundraiser for?
It's in memory of our dad, and we're raising money for scholarships
and so it is going to be June 20th at 1 p.m.
at Pleasant Valley Campground.
At the Pleasant Valley Campground. Okay. And Augie, how many people usually show up for this?
We usually have 50 or more people who play cornhole.
Wow.
But not everyone plays cornhole.
Okay.
Who shows up.
And so, and a lot of them, too, are the your previous classmates of your dad as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, also there is, you mentioned, too, that you're raising money for some scholarships.
That's right.
So what are the scholarships for?
So the scholarships are for students at BMU and also at the school where our dad used to teach in California.
Okay. So you have some Vermont schools and some California schools?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what are those schools? I mean, obviously we know, you mentioned Blue Mountain. That was where your dad graduated.
Mm-hmm.
In 91? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I remember your dad. And so also too, what are the name of the schools that are in? And also you mentioned the Green Mountain Conservation Camp is another one of the scholarships, right?
Yeah.
So it is Blue Mountain, the school in California, which is
Roseland High School.
Roseland High School in Santa Rosa, California, and any youth who will be attending the Green Mountain Conservation Camp in the summer.
That's right.
So 3 scholarships for Roseland High School So 3 scholarships for BMU, 1 scholarship for Roseland High School in Santa Rosa, California, and 5 scholarships for a youth that will be attending the Green Mountain Conservation Camp. So what number are you trying to reach then for the 4th annual Cornhole Tournament and Silent Auction?
We're trying to raise at least $5,000.
Okay, all right. And that's something too, because you guys are doing some great opportunities here for 3 scholarships for Blue Mountain, 1 scholarship for Roseland High School in Santa Rosa, California, and those 5 scholarships for Green Mountain Conservation Camp. So your dad was big into the Green Mountain Conservation Camp as well?
He was. He attended that camp when he was younger, and then later on he became a counselor.
Okay. And Augie, is this for both Green Mountain Conservation Camps?
Yeah.
So remind our listeners where the 2 camps are.
So one's at Buck Lake in Woodsbury, and one is in Lake Bomazine at Castleton.
Okay, all right. And do you guys go to those as well?
Yeah, I went to Lake Bomazine, and he went to Buck Lake.
Okay. So what did you guys do there?
You learn about fishing and hunting, which can be with rifles and with bow and arrow.
Right. Oh, cool. All right. And like Bomazine, how was that? How was that, Willie?
It was fun. We did lots of activities like games. We went down to the lake, and we also had canoes, and we went around in those. And we also did something with the fish where we went around with a big net around the dock, and we made like a big circle with it, and we got all the fish that were captured in net, and we I don't even know how to inspected them.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And so we're talking to Willie and Augie Perkins who is here to talk a little bit about their father's 4th annual cornhole tournament and silent auction fundraiser in memory of him, and paint a picture for us. So it's going to be June 20th at 1 p.m. at Pleasant Valley Campground. People just show up, or do they have to register in advance? How does that work?
You just show up.
Okay. All right. And what are some of the things that you're getting? The silent auction fundraiser. You have people donating, some businesses donating.
Yeah, some local businesses donate for the silent auction and the raffles.
Okay. And starts at 1. How long does it last for?
It usually lasts about 5 hours.
5 hours. And talk to us a little bit about what. So it's a tournament. So people should show up with their own partner, or should they show up by themselves and they get assigned a partner?
You can do either one.
Okay. All right. And are you guys good at cornhole?
The best.
Willie says he's the best. Huh? What about you, Augie?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. And who won last year?
Our cousins Cameron and Evan Dennis.
Okay. All right. And is there a prize for winning as well, or?
Yeah, there's different prizes each year.
Okay. So what are the prizes this year?
We're not sure. You're gonna have to come and find out.
I think that's what you said last year too. And as I say, so this is here to raise money for some scholarships. There's going to be 3 scholarships for BMU, 1 scholarship for Roseland High School in Santa Rosa, California, where your dad was a teacher there, and your dad also was big into the Green Mountain Conservation Camp, and so there's also going to be 5 scholarships there. So folks that love cornhole, folks that love supporting local youth, this is a perfect opportunity to come and have fun. Any final comments, guys?
Just show up.
Check it
out. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Looking forward to our next conversation next year when we talk about the 5th annual cornhole tournament and silent auction fundraiser.
Thank you for having us.
A lot of stuff going on at Tickle Naked Pond this weekend. Hey, we're glad you could join us this morning. We're getting ready to check out birthdays and anniversaries. We'll come out of that chatting with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury. He'll have some important information in regards to the weather that we have been experiencing, as well as some weather ahead of us. And of course, and then we'll be chatting with Laura Nelson, LC Design Concepts, her new location, Route 10 in North Haverhill. It's exactly 7:30. That means we're all set to check out the June 19th birthdays and anniversaries on this Friday. And let's get started with happy birthday wishes to Mike Thomas. Happy 70th birthday to the unofficial mayor of Wells River, with love from your perfect children and Rosie. Hope it's a great day for Mike. Of course, Mike comes in, periodically speaks. Happy birthday to Michael Thomas. And also best birthday wishes to Lori Byrne from Richard, David, and the whole Byrne family. Priscilla Parker celebrates today. So does Frank Leaf, Jeremy McIntyre, Debbie Watkins, Danielle Fadden-Bowman, and Otis Brochu. We have a lot of anniversaries today. Doug and Ellen Stone, Mike and Nancy Lusby, and also to Jerry and Sue Esposito, a very happy 50th wedding anniversary today. And there you have it, a big list of birthdays and anniversaries on this Friday, June 19th, 2026. Let's take a look at it again. Otis Brochu celebrates today. So does Danielle Fadden-Bowman, Debbie Watkins, Jeremy McIntyre, Frank Leaf, and Priscilla Parker. And we also have best birthday wishes to Lori Byrne. That's from Richard, David, and the whole Byrne family. Happy birthday wishes to Michael Thomas, and also another one coming in to Mike Thomas. A very happy 70th birthday to the unofficial mayor of Wells River, with love from your perfect children and Rosie. And we have happy anniversary wishes today. Jerry and Sue Esposito, a very happy 50th wedding anniversary. Mike and Nancy Lusby celebrate the day, and so do Doug and Ellen Stone. And there you have it. That's a pretty big list today on this Friday, June 19th, 2026. Reminding you to get your wishes into us. We like to see them a couple of days in advance. That gives us time to prepare for the day of your birthday or anniversary wish. That's always brought to you each and every day right around 7:30 by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford.
In many areas, wild animals are a serious traffic safety concern. Stay safe with these tips. While driving, scan the road and shoulders of the road ahead. Look for yellow road signs warning of high danger areas. Use extra caution when traveling during dawn and dusk. Animals are most active during these times. At night, use high beams if there's no oncoming traffic. Be on the lookout for reflecting eyes. Remember, deer are herd animals. Where there's one, there's usually more nearby. If a collision is unavoidable, apply the brakes and steer straight. Let up on the brakes just before impact, allowing the front of your vehicle to rise slightly, reducing the risk of the animal striking the windshield. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Winston Insurance Agency of Bradford is a family-owned business that has been serving Vermont and New Hampshire since 1960. Service is their best policy at the Winston Insurance Agency, Bradford. All right, 7:33. We head to St. Johnsbury and say good morning to Mark Breen. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Well, I think the weather is beginning to leave us speechless. What is going on? My word, that was a gully washer yesterday around here.
Oh boy, did it come down! In fact, I had been watching that storm progressing eastward throughout the day. It developed more or less as expected. It produced some very heavy rainfall in a very short period of time, and that kind of intense rainfall, of course, you get washouts, you get the brooks and streams get overwhelmed, and for the most part, it was what we call flash flooding because it happened very quickly, and so the water just couldn't get absorbed into all those rivers and streams quick enough, and so that's very different than, let's say, the more what we just simply call flooding. That has to do with a large volume of water, and the rivers, especially the larger rivers, they take a little while to respond, sometimes several hours, but then they rise. And in fact, that is going on right now. Over in Plymouth, New Hampshire, they've got some flooding going on the Pemigewasset River, and also up to our north, a couple of rivers up near Newport are in flood right now. Not big, huge flood, but up and over their banks, and so. Too much water all at once. And, of course, last year we were begging for rainfall. Be careful what you wish for.
Right.
Yeah, so, and so far this year, and somewhat similar to last year, I don't know if folks would necessarily remember it. It's why one of the reasons we keep track of such things. Last year we had a very wet May, and we did again this year. However, last year we had a very dry June and July and August and September, and but this year June has already doubled the amount of rain we had last June. So that's in some ways, again, good news. Folks that went short on terms of water in their wells and so forth last year, so that is obviously positive. However, we could use some sunshine too, and that's getting to be, it's getting to be a challenge to find, a couple of dry days in a row. I'm thinking of, farmers trying to get some hay in. It's been quite the stretch this month.
It certainly has. So the storm yesterday was unusually strong for this time of the year from some of the reports I've seen.
Yeah, so normally what happens in the wintertime, we have our biggest contrast of cold and warm, and it creates some fairly intense storms. But as we get into the spring and then the summer, that contrast is much less. We don't have a big difference in temperatures, and so the storms don't tend to be nearly as strong and nearly as well organized. But this one was an exception. In fact, I was looking at the barometer yesterday. The barometer dropped down as low as 29.3 inches. Now, a lot of us don't have a barometer, but there are a few people, and I know, and that's something that they check. They have their own home barometer. It's it's not a horribly expensive instrument. If it's something that piques your curiosity, you can buy one. And so, but the idea is that 30 inches is kind of the normalish range in terms of the barometer. Now, when it gets down below 29.5 inches, that's a very intense storm, and that's where it was yesterday, even though the storm itself was still way off to our north. So very intense storm, and intense storms, a lot of energy. That warm front that came through yesterday morning actually produced enough rain and some cool temperatures. Strange that we would talk about that as a warm front, but it produced the cool temperatures and the rain ahead of the front. But before it got a chance to warm up, a cold front came in. Now, that's kind of a key thing in terms of what happened yesterday. Yesterday, we did get plenty of rainfall, but we didn't have the strong, damaging winds that they had off to our south. In fact, there's been a report of a possible tornado in Woodstock, Vermont, from all of this. But the energy there was a lot more heating from the sun, and as a result, the storms got a little bit stronger, and that created the damaging winds and so forth. In fact, I just checked, they still have almost 4,000 people, 4,000 homes without power down in southern Vermont right now.
So more southerly, that they really got nailed pretty good yesterday.
Right. Yeah, the cool air here kind of knocked down the strength of the winds as far as the storms were concerned, but it didn't change the rainfall amounts. In fact, the heaviest rain was across northern Vermont into northern New Hampshire.
Okay, yeah. All right, and of course the rain was the ground was already saturated when that rain appeared yesterday. So,
yeah, well, as I mentioned, we've already doubled our amount of rainfall from June, so that means that, like you said, the ground's already pretty full, and there's nowhere else for it to go.
All right, enough of that. Let's look ahead and see what the summer's shaping up to be. Anyway.
Yeah, so actually, I was thinking about that. I've got a garden and so forth, and trying to sort out exactly how things are going to play out. So one of the things, and people perhaps have been hearing it only because I know the major media outlets have been mentioning this thing called El Nino. This is warm water in the Pacific equatorial area. And what that means, it changes the global patterns because the ocean covers 75% of the globe. So that's a big effect. Now, the current pattern, and I think that's going to persist for a while, features warmer, drier weather in the western U.S. And what happens is, it's kind of a compensating sort of thing, is that the cooler and moister air tends to be in the eastern U.S. And so that's the anticipation for the summer. That doesn't mean a cool, rainy summer. It just means that there will be, let's say, fewer heat waves or a lower chance of heat waves and a lesser chance of drought. And that's certainly good news. We don't want any drought either, but we may see above average precipitation.
Yeah. All right. A lot of great information Mark provides each and every week for us. And boy, the planets and the moon sure were nice looking. If anybody saw it in the sky back on Tuesday night, we had clear skies.
Oh, yeah. Had a great view here. And then there have been a couple of nights. In fact, last night, in spite of all the storminess, it cleared out just enough. I'm looking out, and I could see the moon, Venus, and Jupiter, but very different. They're kind of spreading apart.
Yeah.
The moon is basically heading more and more to the left or toward the south and then the east. Yes. And so you can actually, if we get some clear skies in the next few days, you'll be able to see that. And the other astronomy event that's going on, of course, is the summer solstice itself, the first day of summer, 4:24 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is, then we start seeing less daylight.
Well, yeah.
Eventually,
but
pretty soon.
Well, in fact, one of the things that I think about, we lose, I think, only about a half an hour of daylight through most of July. So, yes, the days will get shorter, but not a lot shorter, at least not for the next several weeks.
So why is this not the hottest time of the year then?
Yeah, it does seem puzzling. I mean, you got your longest days, you got the sun, as high as it's going to get in the sky, but it takes a while for the oceans to warm up. So I just mentioned the oceans cover 75% of the globe. Well, since the water takes a while to heat up, it delays the warmest temperatures, about 4 to 6 weeks. So our average warmest week is the very last week in July and sometimes edging into the first few days of August. So it just takes a while for it to warm up. Of course, same thing happens in the winter. It takes a while for it to cool off. So our shortest day of the year, December 21st, not our coldest day of the year, our coldest weather, in January and February.
So true. All right.
Yep.
Our New England weather is so interesting, and Mark keeps us updated each and every Friday shortly after 7:30. Compliments of Hatch Lane Farm in North Haverhill. So here we are heading into Father's Day weekend, first day of summer. What you got for us?
Well, I've got at least some sunshine today. There'll be some clouds. There might be a shower. Temperatures will be upper 60s and low 70s, but then there'll be a good chance of showers or even a rumble of thunder this evening. That should taper off, and temperatures you'll wake up tomorrow morning between about 50 and 55. Tomorrow, lots of clouds, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, and temperatures only in the 60s. Certainly not feeling like the first weekend of summer. Now, we get to Sunday, the clouds will break for some sun. There's still a good chance of a passing shower, but I think that at least better than half of the day, it'll stay dry. And temperatures on Sunday, just a little bit warmer for Father's Day, 70 to 75.
All right. Well, it is what it is, Mark. We certainly appreciate your curiosity about the weather for a long, long time, and we look forward to our next conversation. Enjoy your Father's Day, all right?
Well, thanks, and you too.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Mike Breen at the Fairbanks Museum with a weekly update brought to you by Hatch Lane Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, their retail store right there in Route 10 in North Haverhill, and Profile Meats. You can now purchase Amish-made items locally in North Haverhill at Hatch Lane Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights. The selection includes corn brooms, birdhouses and feeders, mailboxes, garden decorations, wind chimes, baskets, rugs, wooden clothes racks, charcuterie boards, and more. They also have some great Amish food items. Shop for bacon, dried beef, pickles, jellies, horseradish oats, and granola. Wicked Good Dairy Delights is located on Route 10 in North Haverhill. For hours, daily specials and announcements, visit the Hatch Lane Farm Facebook page.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And it's cloudy, mostly cloudy skies in the listening area, and still holding at 61 degrees. There you have it for the weekend. It's brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, it's time for an update from Laura Nelson, the owner of LC Design Concepts, her new location, Route 10 North Haverhill. How are you?
Good. Happy Friday.
Indeed. Juneteenth. They get the day off. A lot of people do anyway. How about yourself?
I have my father and his wife visiting from Utah, so we're taking the day. Yesterday we did some touristy stuff down into Woodstock and drove around, and so we're going to go head up north today.
Wow, because Woodstock kind of got pummeled with that storm that came through yesterday. Hopefully you missed that.
Yes, we were there.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
But it's just, the weather this week, it's unfortunate, but, they don't get rain in Utah, so it's exciting to get rain and see it again.
Right.
But, no, it's speaking of rain, we put gutters on the new building, on the new showroom building.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what a difference gutters make to a building. And the north side of the building had, inevitably gets, the green algae and stuff growing on the siding. And with the gutters off or on there, it makes a huge difference. So we're slowly starting to work on exterior improvements of the building now that the interior of the showroom is done.
Yeah.
We got to kind of turn our attention to the outside of the building that needs a few updates. So
well, it's kind of your specialty.
Exciting.
It's kind of your specialty, right? Interior, exterior, not really decorating, but kind of, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to be able to put your stamp on it.
Sure.
And make it what you want. Yeah, because now that the showroom is pretty much complete, the only thing we have left to do is 3 displays that still need the backsplash tile installed, and then once that's done, it'll be ready to start thinking about taking one out and replacing it.
Yeah.
The cabinet vendors, they're constantly coming out with new new door styles, new finishes, new gizmos and gadgets for the inside of the cabinet. So it's in our interest as a showroom to take a look and say, okay, well, this display is a couple years old. I've had it for 5, 6, 7 years. It should be replaced with something different. And as things age too, the color is going to be slightly different. As most people know, if you have, say, a cherry kitchen, when you first put it in, it's going to be quite a different color in 10 years because the sun has aged the wood. And so it's to have a display, say, in cherry that's that old is not necessarily an accurate representation of what somebody would get out of the box.
LC Design Concepts is what for our listeners that need just a quick update?
Sure. So it's a kitchen and bath showroom, but I really say any room in the house you can put cabinets. So we have cabinets, countertops. We do tile, mostly for backsplashes. Anything bigger, I send people to Valley Floors. But I do, plumbing fixtures. I can help with all that. We can pick out light fixtures. Pretty much any room in the house that you can think of putting cabinets in, I can help you with.
Yeah, and the availability of some of these smaller buildings, the man cave, she shed, or whatever you want to call it, or even a small home, you can help out designing the interior of one of those too, because for the most part, as I understand, they come pretty raw, so you can do whatever you want inside.
Exactly, and you can keep them simple and just have, plain base cabinets, or you can have drawers, you can have pullouts, you can have all sorts of fun stuff. So that's the fun part. And especially being able to do, say, like a crafting room or something where we take typical kitchen cabinets and repurpose, how to store the ribbon or things like that. There's a cabinet that Showplace Cabinetry makes, for example, that's a base cabinet with no drawers, a full-height door, and when you pull it out, there's dividers in it to store stuff vertically, and we ended up doing a craft room once where the lady had a lot of wrapping paper, and so we store that all vertically in those dividers that were meant for liquor bottles. Actually, is what it was created for.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah,
so the sky is the limit. You really see some interesting stuff and put together some interesting stuff, don't you?
And in New England, northern New England, I love it because all our houses are so different and so unique that no one kitchen or bathroom is alike. And it's fun getting to work on all the different spaces and with different people, because everyone's needs are different. We all cook, but, some people like to bake. Some people like to, oven cook. Some people just like stovetop cooking, whatever it may be. So it's fun. Every project is different because the house is different and the humans that use it are different and have different needs and wants.
Yeah, isn't that what makes life so interesting? Laura Nelson's with us, the owner of LC Design Concepts, brand new location. She's been there, 8 months in North Haverhill?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, good
it's going to be a year anniversary before we know it of owning that building.
Yeah, we're heading into the 7th month. 4th of July is 2 weeks from tomorrow. There's still time to get things done, but some of these projects take a lot of time, and there's never a dull moment, and it's never too soon to start talking about you, right, with some of this stuff?
Exactly. Usually it's, the cabinet lead time from order is about 2 months for quite a few of the products. So I'm looking at placing orders now. They're coming in the end of August, so we're already talking about fall projects at this point, unless we want to do something quick and you have someone that can fit you in this summer. But yeah, I always say come and see me the sooner the better, so that way the design part of your project is all done, so when contractor has time in their schedule, we can hop on it and place orders and stay on track for scheduling.
Yeah. A lot to it, and not to discourage our listeners, just to let them know there is a lot to it, and professional opinions and designs that come from Lauren Nelson are important because, as Lauren and I have talked for many times the last few years, this stuff can come at a fair expense, can it?
Yes. We tend to have higher priced tickets than some businesses, so I handle every project with care, though, just like as if it were spending my own money.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to live in it for a long time, why not the investment? If you're going to turn around and, flip it, or you're planning on selling, why not invest wisely? Because usually you get your money back.
Exactly. Yes, in northern New England, the return on investment for kitchens and baths is higher than elsewhere nationally.
So now is the time to start talking with Lauren Nelson to line up your projects, big or small, right? It could be the smallest thing. All you might need is an island in your kitchen or something.
Exactly. Yep.
Pretty simple and easy stuff. Lauren will help you. All right, so best way to look at some of your stuff and get in contact with you is how, Lauren?
Sure. So our website, lcdesignconcepts.com, and I always tell people just Google LC Design Concepts. Where we come up first. Our Facebook page comes up, our Instagram, and also our Google Place page. We try to update with photos and everything on a regular basis. And as always, I say definitely call or email to schedule a time to meet. It's just me in the showroom, so if I have to be out at a measure, the showroom is closed and not available. So call or email, or if you see the green open flag out, that means I'm there.
Yeah, if our listeners are just thinking, just have the little bit of thought about doing something, it's a good idea to go through the showroom and talk with Lauren, because it's pretty amazing what's available out there, isn't it, Lauren?
Yeah. And this new showroom is, now that it's all done, there's a lot to see.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Great job. In the course of 8 months, a lot of work that's been done, and going to see more on the exterior of the building, I hear.
Yep.
All right.
That's
well,
right.
Enjoy the time with your dad. It's Father's Day this weekend, and enjoy the sights. Enjoy the sights.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
See you later, Lauren.
Bye.
Bye. Lauren Nelson, LC Design Concepts. Her location's right there on Route 10 in North Haverhill. We're at 7:55. We'll take a break for a minute or two momentarily, and then we'll take another look at the weather forecast heading into the weekend, the first day of summer, and, of course, Father's Day this Sunday. Meanwhile, if you're in the area today, stop by Tuttle's Family Diner and enjoy a haddock sandwich with chips and pickle, or a fried bologna sandwich with chips and pickle. They have the sweet sausage sub with green peppers and onions available today, and the Roby Farm mushroom Swiss burger with French fries or tater tots. Their soup today is tomato cheddar, and the seafood that's available today includes the haddock, scallops, and also strip clams. You can order out by calling 757-3333, or better yet, stop in to Tuttle's Family Diner in downtown Wells River. We're taking a look at the weather forecast as we head into the weekend. Compliments of Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville. They are locally owned and family operated. Available at 603-747-2717. You can also visit their website, rickerfh.com. When it comes to pre-planning for final arrangements of yourself or a loved one, Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville has information on planning traditional funerals, green burials, and cremation on their website at rickerfh.com. Your decision about final arrangements reflects your exact wishes, alleviating any questions, issues, or differences among your loved ones in the future. Prepayment protects you from rising costs to ease financial burdens. Ricker Funeral Home welcomes the opportunity to listen to your needs and answer any questions. They are online at rickerfh.com or call 603-747-2717.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. It is mostly cloudy, 61 degrees at 7:58. You're up to date on the weekend weather. First day of summer arriving, and, of course, Father's Day this Sunday. The weekend weather, a presentation of Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville, locally owned, family operated. They're online at rickerfh.com, and for additional information, you can call 603-747-2717. In less than a minute, we'll be checking out the latest NBC World and National News at 8 o'clock. At your country, WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, and W286DE Wells River, 105.1 FM. Reminding you, between 8:30 and 9, we'll take a few minutes to chat with Wildflour Cafe. Matt and Carrie right there in downtown Lisbon, New Hampshire, part of the monthly Business Spotlight, heard the third Friday of the month, brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. That's coming up shortly after 8:30 this morning. Right now, we take a break and check out the latest news and information.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Patriots #1 draft pick, 313-pound O-lineman Caleb Lomu is now independently wealthy. So what did Lomu buy with his new money?
It's a good question. I'm not really a guy who spends too much money. One of the first things I got was just a new golf set. I'm big into golf, love playing some golf, so I had to get some longer ones, kind of outgrew my old set, so that was really the big purchase that I've made. It's a new golf set.
Well, there are 3 golf courses near Gillette Stadium. Lomo is also a reader, another surprise for a pro football player.
That's a good question. I'm not the biggest, I'm going to be honest, I'm not the biggest book reader. I know my wife is, she loves to read books, and I want to. Like, I actually got this one book, As a Man Thinketh, so I haven't been able to read that yet. And it's just, I need to take the time to actually sit down and actually read, but I'm sure there's lots of books that I would love to enjoy.
The Patriots' first draft pick, Caleb Lomu. He's different. Follow me on Tom Cuddy Sports.
Tommy's Auto is now open at 266 Route 10 in Piermont, taking care of all vehicle maintenance needs. Think spring. Now's the time to reserve your summer tires mounted and balanced for the best prices and all services. Make your appointment soon by calling Tommy's Auto, 802-535-2804. After spending many years at Moonlight Auto Repair, Tommy decided to open his own business at 266 Route 10 in Piermont. Open every day, Monday through Saturday, beginning at 7:30. Now's the time to contact Tommy's Auto.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day. Highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
It's, it's 3 minutes after 8 o'clock, and there you have it. It's 61 degrees and cloudy weather. We're going to head to St. Johnsbury, as we do every couple of weeks. We're going to get an update from Westward Auto Repair. And, of course, you have some great pinch hitters up there, Brett, by the way.
We do. We do.
Of course, Brett and his wife are, of course, the owners of Westward Auto Repair. Ashley, of course, your wife. And I assume she's doing a lot in the background. She doesn't get the accolades that you do when you chat on the radio with me, Brett.
So she does do quite a bit on social and marketing. That's her bread and butter, if you will.
Yeah.
So she does a lot of that. So all the cool posts that people see about all the big wrecks and the cool engine teardowns, that is all her.
Awesome. All right. So you've had it just over a year now, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, Westward Auto Repair. Been up there for over 40 years. You're the new owner. And you also have a towing business.
Yep. We also operate right out of the shop, Trahan Towing, which has kind of been a blessing because a lot of our customers who may need a tow truck but just don't really want to pay that fee can get it done through us. And obviously, being in the shop, we help them out and make everyday happy.
Win-win situation all the way around. Now, Westward Auto Repair is actually a big deal because you got the smaller lift, so you can take care of everybody's everyday driver vehicle, but you also have the big lift to take care of some big rigs, I understand.
Yes, sir. Yep. So we specialize in everything. You know, I've got boats in here, trailers in here, and I've got guys that know how to work on everything.
Right.
And one of the things that we like to do is obviously kind of keep the guys on the road trucking, whether it be a small box truck doing deliveries to a completely loaded semi truck that need to go across country. We do what we can to keep people rolling and make sure that they're safe and ready to go.
Yeah. So you do inspections, state inspections for a lot of different types of vehicles then?
Correct. Yep. State inspections kind of go over what the state requires. We also do a pretty intensive multi-point inspection. None that you find like you're kind of normally used to, like where people advertise that 172 point. We like to go through and make sure that your vehicle is safe. You know, so every time you bring it in, even if it's something as simple as an oil change or a tire changeover, we're going to be checking the components on those vehicles to make sure that we get eyes on it, make sure we give you an idea what could be coming down the pipe.
Yeah. Things are a little different around here because in Vermont, obviously, from what we're talking about, they still do state inspections, but our neighboring state of New Hampshire is not doing that right now.
No, they're not. You know, that's a big topic, and you could talk about that all day.
Yeah.
But we hope they keep the state inspection only for the fact because we want to make sure, the cars that you're driving are safe. We also want to make sure the cars that are, going past you or next to you are also safe.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a tire come through the windshield because of a, unsafe or inoperable vehicle.
Well, your guys up there, see a lot of stuff because the vehicles around here really take some abuse, especially in the wintertime and in the spring as we come through potholes and that type of stuff. Maybe some of the things they've seen. You want to keep these vehicles safe, as you said, Brett.
Yeah, and we do see a lot. We see a lot of vehicles that shouldn't be on the road. We see a lot of vehicles of customers just kind of limping through that car that's been in the family forever. And we do our best to make sure that that's safe until it gets to a point where, like, hey, we need to start thinking about making changes with the car. But we're going to do what we can and put our best efforts forward.
Yeah, so here we are supposed to head into the kind of the dog days of summer and the heat of summer. Is heat tougher on vehicles versus the cold that we experience up here in New England?
So, yes.
It is.
Yes. Heat is pretty tough. We're talking about battery systems, just like the cold affects your battery. Heat will affect the battery as well if it's a weak or discharged battery. AC systems are being used, so a lot of the engine belt line are going to be pulled a little bit, so the engine's going to be working a little harder. And obviously we want to keep your coolant at a certain temperature, so we're going to make sure your coolant is clean and fresh, so that way it doesn't overheat your engine. We don't want any of this stuff happening, so we're there to make it right.
Certainly. And as you said earlier in the conversation there with your towing business, complimenting your many customers that are there day in and day out. What about new customers? Are you taking those on as well at West Ward Auto Repair?
We like to take everybody on. Our motto here is our biggest joy is to make somebody happy and make their day. If they're passing through, and they need to get something done or something unexpected happen, we're there to make things right. I've got not only the guys at the counter, but the guys in the shop too. They're willing to stay late, or I've got guys working over the weekends on certain things just to make people happy, and we find a huge joy and satisfaction in that.
Locally owned and operated, West Ward Auto Repairs in St. Johnsbury at 1193 Portland Street. Going back to the beginning of our conversation, your wife Ashley doing a great job with the electronic media. And go online and search you out. I assume you're on Facebook, and obviously you have your webpage, westward.com. So people can book in their appointments how?
You can book in your appointments. Online is a great platform if you don't want to be on the phone, but it may take a day or two to get back to you on those. Calling is the best way because there's a good person that will pick up the phone every time.
Right. And your typical business hours Monday through Friday are?
Monday through Friday are 7:30 to 5.
All right. And going back to your towing business, it doesn't have to be a breakdown. If somebody needs a tractor moved or something, you can do that type of stuff?
Tractor move, box truck move, trailers, campers, we do it all.
Excellent. All right. Well, enjoy the weekend. Happy Father's Day, Brett.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Talk to you in a couple.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. Updated information from West Ward Auto Repair in St. Johnsbury. And we do that every couple of weeks. Been doing it for quite a few years now right here at your country, WYKR. Still coming up this hour, interesting conversations. All of them are, of course. We've been doing it for many, many years with Valley Floors in Bradford. And Liz Shelton with her update from the party store in Woodsville. And then as part of our monthly business spotlight, heard the third Friday of the month shortly after 8:30, brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank, Wildflour Cafe, right there in Lisbon. Matt and Carrie will be chatting with us shortly after 8:30.
Red Sox pitcher Sonny Gray pitched very well yesterday at Fenway against Toronto. Unfortunately, Gray and the Red Sox lose 4-3 to the Jays. This is interim Red Sox manager Chad Tracy.
It's difficult. I mean, you go from getting the 0, we get 2 big swings, huge swings from Izzy and Derb to tie the game, and then just in a blink, a couple things happen, and yeah, it's difficult. Early in the game again, we get 2 big swings, fight back, and have ourselves in position to win the game. We just didn't get it done.
Chad Tracy, late in the game, the Red Sox tied the score on home runs from Akainer Falefa and Caleb Durbin. 9th inning, Toronto won the game. Get this, on 3 pitches to 3 batters. Sonny Gray.
I can't speak on behalf of the group, but I can speak on behalf of myself, and it's very frustrating. We're not good. We're just not a good team right now, and that's just a fact. Yeah, it's frustrating. I can only speak for myself, but it's frustrating.
Red Sox losing pitcher Sonny Gray. Toronto 4, Red Sox 3.
All right, we're 10 minutes after 8. We head to Valley Floors in Bradford and enjoy our conversation with Greg Hodge. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing well, Stephen. Yourself?
Good. You follow New England sports much or what?
I don't.
Okay. I don't as much as I used to either.
No, I just don't. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Well, let's talk about window offerings then. You've been doing this how many years there?
8 years I've been here.
All right. So, and the offerings that you have, what companies?
I do Hunter Douglas, Graber, and Norman.
All right. Well, as you know, we're heading into that time of the year where we're supposed to see more and more sunshine. Hopefully, we'll see some, but
Hopefully we will. Lately, it's been nothing but rain.
Isn't that the truth?
I know.
When we do start seeing more sunshine, how can your shades help us out in that regard?
Well, I mean, shades are very important to a house to protect the floor, to protect the furniture, all your belongings in the inside, and kind of cool the house down or keep the heat in. It depends on what kind of option you're looking for. But we have all kinds of different options to do. So as well, we do shutters, interior shutters, which I've been doing quite a bit of those lately. And those are nice.
Right.
They look really nice after they're done. And they fit in some windows. Some windows they don't look well in, but you get in an old farmhouse and that sort of thing. They look nice.
And of course, we got a lot of those old farmhouses around here. So
we certainly do.
Can you use the shutters along with your Hunter Douglas and your Graber and your Norman stuff?
Oh, sure.
You can.
Sure. Yeah, you can put. You could do a cafe shutter on the bottom and put shades on the top to give you. You can leave the shades up and adjust the louvers on the shutters or pull them down. And I mean, I just did a set yesterday where I put cafe shutters on the bottom, and I'm going to put room darkening shades on the top.
Okay, so I know it's usually when we talk about shutters, they're on the outside of the house. You're talking shutters on the inside.
I'm talking shutters on the inside of the house.
All right.
I don't do anything on the outside of the house. These are all interior shutters.
All right. That sounds interesting because, as I said, most of the time see shutters hanging on the outside next to the windows. So this works well, I assume, obviously.
It works very well, and we measure the window up, and you can get, if you just want a cafe shutter, you can do that. You can do a full shutter. You can have the old type of shutters where there was 4 and, each window, and they fold out and fold back next to the wall, and they look nice.
Okay. Typically, why would they choose shutters in addition to the other complements that you were talking about?
Just the look.
Okay.
The look. It's all about the aesthetics and the look.
Okay.
I mean, if you're looking for something for an R value, you're not going to get it in the shutter.
Okay.
But it's mostly look, and they look nice after they're done.
Sure.
After they're up.
Yeah, it can really complement a room and complement a house.
Absolutely.
Certainly.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And they come in different, kind of styles and colors, and a wide range of things to pick out.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. When we talk about the shutters and also talk about the window offerings, what about safety, and also what about the convenience of just having them in place so that you have the aesthetics and making the room look better?
Well, the safety, a lot of these companies, a lot of your shades had cords and pull strings and drawers. They've gotten rid of a lot of that. Mostly, they're all cordless. And a lot of times, you get rid of the cords. They got cordless, and when you put them up, a lot of times they'll disappear right in the window.
Really?
You won't even know they're there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for our listeners, the best way is really to stop by and have you give them a tour.
The best way is to stop by. We've got a great display in here, and of shades and obviously everything else, flooring, tile. But if they come in and look, and we'll set up a time to come measure and discuss their options. It works great to go into somebody's house and take the samples.
No bet.
And then they kind of pick and choose their color and what kind of option they're looking for. And it makes a huge difference if they come here because we've got a nice display.
Sure. What about privacy?
The solar screen shades are nice. You can look out, but you can't really see in.
Interesting.
And they're really nice. Obviously, with any type of shade, once you pull them down, you're really, you cut the visibility of people being able to look in.
Yeah. And it was interesting, I believe 2 or 3 weeks ago when we spoke, you've got the window shades for the glass doors where your pets can go in and out and not be bothered by that.
Yeah, and I have one of those samples in the display room as well. Yep, those are nice. I like those.
All right. We'll be back.
Okay.
All right. I bet that's never happened before.
That's never happened before, no.
You were in the middle of a state test from the state of New Hampshire, which is required.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome.
It's required by the FCC.
They pick the greatest time in the world to do that, don't they?
You should be honored.
Yes. Well, I'll have to think about that.
Anyway, as we head into the weekend, Greg Hodge joining us this weekend, representing Valley Floors and all of their window offerings. Any final comments?
No final comments. I mean, just... people, I tend to think that they don't think shades are, important, but, pull your rug up in your living room, have a look underneath it. Then tell me, because it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah. And I was talking with Lauren Nelson a half hour or so ago, and she said with some of her kitchen cabinets or whatever the case may be, over
Absolutely.
10, everything changes color in the course of 10 years because of the ultraviolet light.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So Greg can help you out at Valley Floors, and
you betcha.
We'll chat with you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy the weekend.
Okay, you as well, Steve. Thank you so much.
All righty.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, that interruption, well, lack of a better word, I guess, was actual test that has to be done, and sometimes they come through, and we don't even know what's going to happen. It's about 18 minutes after 8 under cloudy skies. We have jumped up. It's now 62 after being at 61 all morning. We'll momentarily be taking a break and looking at the forecast, and then hopefully be chatting with Liz Shelton at her family store in downtown Woodsville in just a couple of minutes. First, if you're traveling through or planning on being in downtown Wells River, how about a stop at Tuttle's Family Diner today for the Roby Farm mushroom Swiss burger with French fries or tater tots. They also have sweet sausage sub available with green peppers and onions. Try the fried bologna sandwich with chips and pickle or a haddock sandwich with chips and pickle. Their soup today is tomato cheddar. And the seafood that you can enjoy today, the choices include haddock scallops and strip clams at Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. Those are the specials. You can also order from the regular menu when you stop by Tuttle's. At 18 minutes after 8, we take a break and look at the weather forecast again. Compliments of PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer, Fisher Snowplows, Fisher Sanders, at a new location at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, just 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. Or you can call Paul and Kim at 802-222-6152.
PTO's wants you to know.
If you are planning to purchase a new Fisher plow or sander this year, now is the time. Our 2026 order will be here soon. If you are wondering what plow best fits your vehicle, go to our website and click eMatch, or give us a call. PTO's Repair at 2320 Route 5 Fairleigh, or on the web at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
As we approach 20 minutes after 8, we're sitting at 62 degrees under cloudy skies. Compliments of Paul and Kim at PTO's Repair in Fairleigh, 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, at 802-222-6152. That's 802-222-6152. Your local Fisher authorized dealer, Fisher Snowplows, and Fisher Sanders at PTO's Repair. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning.
There's Liz at the Party Store in Woodsville with some awesome updates, I'm sure, as we're just a couple of weeks away from the 4th of July.
We are. It's exciting.
It is. It's barbecue season, too.
It is.
Yeah.
It's every season.
Yeah.
It's cleanup season. It's maintenance season. It's eating season. It's everything.
It sure is.
So
Okay.
So yeah, we've currently been we're finishing up some of our pre-summer projects at the Woodville Station building. We finally had our large parking lot paved this month, and we painted the lower half of our beautiful building. And we took off 100 years of paint and metal off of the railing that goes around our building, and hopefully we should be finished with all of our projects by the end of next week. It looks much fresher and just clean. And if the rain stops in time, for the 4th of July celebration, we might have everything done by then. So everything's weather dependent now. So, and just a quick note about the 4th of July parade. I just remind people it starts at 11 o'clock from the Woodville Elementary School, and you should try to be in town and settled into where you'd like to sit along the parade route. I tell people no later than 10:30. Some people are there at 8 o'clock in the morning pre-gaming. And the roads will be closed on Route 302 by, I think, about 10:45 they close off the road. So if you would like to have a float, there's no charge. And if you would like to pre-register, I have the forms at the store, and then I can explain everything, how it works and the times that you need to be up at the top of the hill at Woodville Elementary School for the start of the parade. So I'm happy to help people with that. And it's also Father's Day this Sunday. So we have many in-store promotions going on. Woodstuff, Kangshan, Henkel, all the knife companies that we carry have Father's Day knife specials. And then Maiden Cookware has their carbon steel fry pans and their griddle at those are 20% off for Father's Day. And I have a lot of interest in those. So if it's something that you've been thinking about, it's a perfect opportunity to scoff one up. And let's see, Christmas. Our big Christmas ornament order arrived this week, and poor Ken's she spent several days down in the basement of the store unpacking and marking all the new items. We get in huge cases at a time, and in the cases there could be 25 to 30 different ornament selections and, a half dozen to a dozen of those. So she's been a really busy girl down there, and it takes it very seriously and is very good at it. So today, after Ken's finished everything, my goal is to start putting it away, which translates to something like in the next couple weeks it will all get put away. I have good intentions, but they don't always fall into place. And then we have a lot of new orders for gadgets and kitchen accessories coming in, as well as some new cookware that will be arriving, I think, maybe by the end of next week. And I just remind everyone that we are a dry cleaning pickup drop-off, and you need to have if you need something done, you need to have it come in anytime during the week, and it will go out on Tuesday morning very early. So I tell everyone the cutoff is 5:30 on Monday night, and then it takes a week turnaround. They will be closed the week after the 4th of July. They take a summer break, and so plan accordingly. And then we offer knife sharpening at the store. You do not have to have purchased a knife from us for us to sharpen your knife. And I just remind people, you cannot sharpen serrated, and we do not sharpen scissors. And we also rent tuxedos and suits, and we sell them also. So if you're in the market for formal wear, we've got you covered. And then we are having during the summer, I run a little sale out in the front of the store outside. And right now I have a lot of really good appliances that I have to get rid of my inventory because there's new items coming out. So these are marked down. In the appliance world, there's a very small margin for markup, and it's between 20 and 30% of a markup, and so these are between 50 and 60% off. So if you need a new coffee pot, you need any personal blenders, there's all kinds of things that I have out there. So all in good condition. The company will stand behind the warranties, no problem. I just have to make room for the new products that I'm bringing in. So come in and take advantage.
Yeah, you only have so much space, right?
Yeah, I only do. And I've used every inch that I possibly can.
Yeah, well, it's well displayed.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I assume the 4th of July, you'll have your judges sitting out on your front porch?
We will.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will be there. Are you there? Or is,
Well, the radio station will be there broadcasting the parade.
Yeah. And then there's a TV station that's there.
That's
the
right.
judges are there.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a busy place, that porch.
Nice to have that front porch. Thanks for providing it. It works out really well for everybody.
It will be all clean and freshly painted.
Excellent.
It's just lovely.
It's looking nice.
Yeah.
All right, Liz, enjoy, and we'll chat with you in a couple of weeks. It'll be the eve of the 4th of July.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Looking forward to it. Okay. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Liz. 27 minutes after 8. Updated look at the weather forecast is coming your way. We'll be making a phone call. We'll be chatting with the Wildflour Cafe right there in downtown Lisbon momentarily. House Right Construction, which is located on Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common, presenting the weekend weather. You may be thinking about building your dream house. You might be looking at a piece of land and need to know if it would be a good building site. Perhaps it's time to renovate a bathroom or to create cabinetry for your entertainment equipment. From crafting a house that nestles in the landscape to creating a cozy kitchen fit for a chef, House Right Construction has the professional know-how you need. House Right offers technical expertise and old-world craftsmanship, along with the old-fashioned business values of integrity and accountability. Whether you ask them to join you as your general contractor or want to consult with them at the earliest stages of your project, since 1985, House Right has brought a wide range of experience as a home builder in New Hampshire and Vermont. Large or small, they look at projects holistically, considering functionality and aesthetics. And they will be as dedicated to your project as you are. House Right Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at houseright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day, highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. That's it. 29 minutes after 8. Another look at the weekend weather with the first day of summer arriving and, of course, Father's Day. The updated weather forecast. We keep you updated 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Compliments of our many sponsors and the Fairbanks Museum. This weather brought to you by House Right Construction, which is located at Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common. Also online at houseright.net. It's 29 minutes after 8. We're sitting at 62 degrees. This at 8:35, and a good morning to all of our listeners, and also as we head to Lisbon as part of our business spotlight, heard the third Friday of the month shortly after 8:30, and brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. We say good morning to Matt and Carrie at Wildflour Cafe in downtown Lisbon. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, busy time of the morning, I'm sure, at Wildflour Cafe. So true?
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
All
Carrie's
right.
on the grill as we speak, cooking up some sandwiches fresh off the grill for our many regular customers.
Yeah, awesome. So how long has Wildflour Cafe been open in Lisbon?
Not even 2 years. We'll be 2 years old Labor Day weekend.
Okay. All right. The inspiration, where did it come from? And the menu and all of that stuff. How did you choose Lisbon and the name and all that stuff, you guys?
Well, in terms of Lisbon, we kind of joke that Lisbon chose us. We moved to the area a couple of years ago. We were drawn here by, the mountains. We like to hike. We like to ski, a lot of the activities. And we actually were looking for apartments, and we ended up finding a place in Lisbon that would let us have our cat. And so we kind of threw a dart at the map and said, let's try here. And within the 6-month period that we had moved, we knew we wanted to start some sort of business. They were renovating one of the old buildings here right on Main Street, and it was kind of a perfect setup for a cafe.
But
Carrie's been in the industry for 15, almost 20 years now.
Okay.
So it kind of all sort of aligned for us.
So according to the notes that you provided, that you have traveled and lived all over the world?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Really?
Carrie's, I'm from Massachusetts originally. Carrie's from New Jersey, but right around the time we turned 18, we kind of spread our wings separately. I was in college in Philadelphia, and then actually lived in southern Spain for 5 or 6 years. Simultaneously, Carrie was in different parts of France, and we've traveled extensively in Asia and South America and other parts of the world before kind of falling back on Lisbon, New Hampshire.
So your experiences in the world of cooking might include what then from traveling all over the world?
Well, that's more of a Carrie question because she's the one who's been working in the industry as she travels.
Okay.
I can barely even hear anything, honestly.
It sounds pretty busy there at Wildflour Cafe.
Carrie, I know Carrie spent some time working for several different restaurants and bakeries in France. She went over there as part of
restaurants.
Mostly restaurants. As part of an internship with her culinary school, and then ended up kind of finding some connections there and sticking around before traveling to New Zealand, where she worked at a cafe, bakery, restaurant there. Myself did some restaurant work while I was in Spain. Then I worked remotely for many years, so I kind of combined, working in the service industry along with some of the marketing work that I was doing. I worked on Cape Cod for a couple of years, in Rhode Island, and we were also down in the Florida Keys for a little bit as well.
All right, so from all the great stories we're hearing about Wildflour Cafe, hopefully you've anchored down there and you'll be there a while serving all that great food.
That's the plan. I mean, we're in the process of buying a house, actually, so we are, here for good, which is kind of weird, actually, because I never thought I was going to be rooted anywhere.
Yeah, we've really been welcomed with open arms by the Lisbon community here, and so we really feel at home, and we kind of rolled the dice as you do with any business, in the location, and we just kind of very quickly after opening realized we were in the spot that we wanted to be, and so we have no plans to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
at least not permanently. We still like to travel when we're able to get away from the cafe, but
sure.
In terms of living elsewhere, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
So is it just Matt and Carrie, or do you have additional employees at Wildflour Cafe?
Oh, we have employees. We can't do this by ourselves anymore.
Okay.
We started the first about 2.5, 3 months by ourselves, and then we've just gotten pretty busy and really can't do it by ourselves, and not even with just one employee. Too much.
Now, are you skiers and hikers? Because you're not too far from mountains where you can do all that.
Oh yeah.
That was what kind of drew us to the area originally. Is we had some friends and coworkers who had lived up this way and kind of sent us up here. And after we came up and did our first couple of hikes 5 or so years ago, we said, this is a pretty neat area. I'd be interested in living here. And then since we've settled in here, we buy the Indy ski pass, so we bounce around to Cannon and Burke Mountain and some of the other local smaller mountains, and then we try to get out hiking as much as we can in the warmer months.
I had never skied in my entire life until I moved up here, and then I learned. Matt got me skiing lessons, and it's the fun thing to do in the winter. You got to keep busy.
Oh yeah, skiing and hiking. You got plenty of mountains around here. So let's focus. So let's focus our attention now for a few minutes on the Wildflour Cafe and some of the experiences that maybe you can share with our listeners this morning. Your experiences in the last couple of years since you opened it up.
I could not actually hear that question, Stephen. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that one for me?
Yes. Your experiences, experiences at Wildflour Cafe in the last couple of years since you've opened up that you could share with our listeners.
Really, we've just experienced. It's kind of funny. We traveled the world, obviously, and now it sort of feels like the world travels to us a little bit. Between obviously we have our local community that supports us year round. But as you know, this part of New Hampshire and Vermont is a popular destination. So we've had a chance to meet people from really just all over. One of our first weeks open, we met a gentleman who was riding his bicycle from, I forget exactly where, but it was basically across the entire continent of North America.
He was walking.
Oh, he was walking.
Oh, boy.
Correct, yeah.
Wow.
So he was on the Ammonoosuc Rail Trail here, going from Woodsville to Littleton, and popped in, and we ended up chatting. We've had people from France. We had, just the other day, we had a group of Scottish gentlemen who were over in the United States to watch their team play in the World Cup. And they brought their bikes up to the North Country and were spending some time, and so they came in and got some lunch and breakfast and things like that.
Okay, so let's talk
into a real hub and a connecting point beyond just being also like a community center.
Sure. So let's talk about your offerings. What's your menu consist of at Wildflour Cafe?
Sure. So we do a couple of different things. We do breakfast, we do lunch, we have a full coffee bar, and we do pastries that we make in-house. Carrie is the baker, so she makes everything from scratch. Our breakfast menu
Mostly everything
consists of mostly breakfast sandwiches. We do kind of some of your classics, and we also have some more elaborate ones.
But the important take-home from the breakfast sandwiches is that we don't microwave them or put them in the oven. We make them fresh.
Yeah, everything is cooked to order.
With real eggs.
Real eggs. We use a local cheese, a local aged cheddar from Harmon's Cheese in Sugar Hill. And so, and then for lunch, we do lots of sandwiches. We have a banh mi on the menu, which is a Vietnamese sandwich with marinated roast pork, pickled vegetables that we make ourselves, baguette, spicy mayo. We do a cheesesteak. We do one of the best BLTs around, according to our many customers. Excellent chicken salad. And we also do lots and lots of specials. You'd asked us about, the inspiration for our menu, and a lot of the things that we do come from some of our travels. So, for example, we do a couple different types of very authentic Mexican street tacos. Carrie and I have both traveled in Mexico several times and had a chance to have some of these truly awesome tacos, and we've tried to recreate those here. So we do pork carnitas tacos and birria tacos, which is a beef, sort of shredded beef stew with peppers and things like that. And we just, falafels, other kinds of international cuisine that we've...
Chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles is another Mexican sort of breakfast nacho. We do a Reuben in March, around St. Patrick's Day. I buy in brisket, and I actually make a brine and corn the beef ourselves, so it's really, truly from scratch and has a really unique flavor. We just try to keep, things mixed and matched, and like I said, draw from those different experiences that we have. And all the great food that we've eaten in the different places around the world and the country that we've traveled to and lived in.
Sure. Wildflour Cafe right there in downtown Lisbon is our guest, Matt, and also Carrie, who are the owners, part of our Business Spotlight brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. How about orders for custom cakes and cupcakes and that type of stuff? Do you do that?
We do, yes. However, we do. Carrie's a really talented cake decorator and things like that. We just need time, in advance in order to prepare those orders. So typically wedding cakes, which are usually larger and much more elaborate, are booked a very, 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 very minimum of 6 months in advance, preferably a year if there's time. There's a lot of planning that goes into it and coordination to make sure it's exactly right. Smaller events like birthdays, graduations, things like that, a minimum of a month is ideal. But obviously birthdays happen every year. Graduations we know about far in advance. So if people give us a heads up, we're happy to do it for you. Again, it's all made from scratch. We use real ingredients. Frostings, everything is made, from just simple ingredients here in-house. As long as we have a heads up, it's something we love to do and are happy to do.
As we head into summer at Wildflour Cafe, do you change your menu a little bit as we go through the seasons, as we head into summer?
We do, yes, a little bit. So we try to alternate. We actually have a little bit of a partnership with a farm that used to be based in Lisbon, but they actually since have moved to Lunenburg, Vermont. And so we buy fresh produce from them. So, for example, this week we're hoping to run a special with broccolini and fontina cheese. The broccolini comes from Lunenburg, from their farm.
Westside Farm.
It's called Westside Farm, excuse me. We try to rotate around with the season. So in the fall, we do a turkey sandwich, that's kind of based on your typical Thanksgiving meal. Like I said, we do the Reuben in March. Throughout the summer, we try to keep the focus on fresh local produce as best as we can.
Sure. Can people order in advance by calling you, or is it just walk in and go?
Yep, we take phone orders.
Okay.
And we also have online ordering. So if you go to our website, wildflowercafenh.com/order, it brings you right to a page where you can order the whole menu, schedule your pickup. Just one thing to note is we do spell our cafe WILDFLOUR,
right,
as in red flour, baking flour, not the flour. It's a little bit of a pun, play on words.
No,
if you're looking for us on the internet or anything like that, it's useful to search that way.
Yeah, is with your broad menu, is there a real go-to that people really choose from at Wildflower Cafe?
Depends on the day.
Yeah,
okay.
It changes a lot. The banh mi sandwich I mentioned earlier is very, very, very popular. And as is, we have a new item on this, relatively new item on the menu for breakfast called the spicy steak. It's thinly sliced ribeye that we, roast ourselves and slice ourselves with our homemade pickled jalapenos, Harmon's cheddar cheese, mayo, and 2 eggs on a Kaiser roll. It's a hearty breakfast sandwich with a lot of unique flavors. That's something we've become known for as well. But honestly, it really does rotate. Like I said, we make a killer BLT, make a great chicken salad, so those are definitely go-tos. The bakery case changes all the time, but it typically sells out. So if you're looking for the best selection, it's best to come, early on in the morning or, late morning, especially on weekends and things like that.
Remind our listeners again, we're talking with Matt and Carrie, the owners of Wildflower Cafe right there in Lisbon. We've spent a lot of time talking about the food. What about your choice of beverages and coffee there?
Yeah, so like I said, we have a pretty wide menu for drinks. We have an espresso machine in-house, so we do lattes, cappuccinos, Americanos, all those things. Our coffee is roasted locally in South Rygate, Vermont. It's called Upper Valley Coffee Roasters. What they do is they buy in single-origin, specialty-grade coffee. They roast it on their property in Vermont, and they blend them together to create some unique flavors. It's really high-quality coffee. It tastes great. We also do all sorts of seasonal drinks. So right now we have our summer drink menu is live. We have a peanut butter and fluff latte called the Flufferman's Ravine. We have a blueberry white mocha. We have one of our specialty drinks is called the Salter White. So it's a salted caramel white chocolate latte, white mocha. That's been on our menu since the very beginning. It was very popular. But for those who don't drink coffee, we do also do fresh lemonades. Very simple ingredients with homemade syrups. All of the syrups that go into our drinks we make here in-house with real ingredients.
Or they come locally, like the honey from White Mountain Apiary or the maple syrup from Dodge's Maple Syrup.
Yeah, so we try to, there's no artificial sweeteners or anything like that. It's all very real. So we have plain lemonades. Right now we have a blackberry mint lemonade. We have strawberry. We have raspberry. We have lavender. We also do a rotating selection of iced teas. And all sorts of other fun specials when, we have the chance and have the time.
Sure. So at this point, what would you say to our listeners that have never experienced Wildflower Cafe before?
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, there you go.
Come on in. We're here 5 days a week. We're closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but we're open early on the weekdays at 6:30 a.m. So if you're on your way to work, like I said, you can order online or over the phone or pop in. And then on weekends, we're open at 7. We close at 2:30. The kitchen does shut at 2. So we have that last half hour is just coffee and pastries and other drinks. We're here all the time. Carrie and I own the business. We're here literally every second of every day. So if you pop in, just make sure you say, hey, let us know that you heard about us on the radio.
Sure.
When we have a second, if we're not cooking or making drinks, we'd be happy to chat with you. And we love to get to know our customers. That's certainly a thing. It's not some, corporate thing where you don't really know who you're dealing with. We have a very personal relationship with a lot of our customers, and everybody's welcome here.
Yeah. Well, we thank you for taking time out of your schedule this morning. I'm sure it's probably a busy time of the morning and busy time of the day at Wildflower Cafe. If you have any final comments, you're open to provide them to our listeners right now.
I don't think so. No, just thanks for letting us be on here and share our story a little bit. And we hope to see you guys soon.
Excellent. Enjoy the day, and thanks for your time today.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Have a great day.
Yeah, bye-bye. There's Matt and Carrie. They are the owners of Wildflower Cafe. They are part of our Business Spotlight this month, which is brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. And next month, We'll be chatting with Amanda Daly and Brett Darling from CNC Auto and Detail. And that'll be happening on Friday morning, July 17th at approximately 8:30. Meanwhile, we just had a great conversation with Wildflour Cafe in Lisbon, the owners, Matt and Carrie.
So here's a question. What makes a good neighbor?
Good neighbors listen.
They take the time. They know your name. Good neighbors follow through.
At Wells River Savings Bank, that's how we do things every day. As a local mutual bank, we don't have faraway shareholders. Our decisions are made right here by people who care about our customers and our community.
We look at the whole picture.
We explain things clearly.
Stop by one of our branches, give us a call, or visit Wells River Savings Bank online. Whatever works for you.
So when you're making important decisions about your home, your business, your future, you're not just getting flexible services and modern technology. You're getting a bank that's earned more than a century of trust by focusing on getting it right.
We work with you to find what fits.
We just want people to feel confident moving forward.
That's what good neighbors do. Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at wellsriversavings.com.
And now we check out the weekend weather forecast. Compliments of Dad's 4x Tool and Supply there in St. Johnsbury, right there on Route 5, and you'll find them in downtown Wells River.
Hi, this is Ben from Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. Today I would like to highlight a special piece of equipment we stock, a food plot planner. Yes, that is right, we have a food plot planner. Say that 5 times fast. A Casco 4-foot plot planner that can plant in either rows or broadcast, so it is good for legumes and grasses. This is available for rent, so you don't have to lay out big money for an implement you only need a day or two. Please call today to reserve a date to rent the planner. It will save you tons of work. Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, St. Johnsbury and Wells River.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: periods of clouds lasting into Friday morning, then some breaks of sun, a rising chance of showers north of Wells River late in the day. Highs 70 to 75, a brisk west wind. Friday night, any evening showers ending, partial clearing, 50 to 55. Saturday, mostly cloudy, scattered to numerous showers, especially in the afternoon, 60s to near 70. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And brought to you by Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. They have 2 locations to better serve you. Route 5 in St. Johnsbury, and also right here in downtown Wells River is where you'll find Dad's. And don't forget to do some holiday shopping, Father's Day shopping, whatever you might want to call it, for dear old Dad. Father's Day is this Sunday, June 21st. Speaking of Father's Day, Farmway's got their 14th annual Father's Day car show coming up this Sunday, June 21st. It'll be from 10 to 1:30 at their business, 286 Waits River Road, Bradford. All monies donated to Safeline for abused men, women, and children of Vermont. Free spectator entry, plenty of parking, great food, multiple drawings and prizes. They invite you to join them for some fun this Sunday. And also, going on this Sunday, Pleasant Valley Campground, Father's Day Kids Fishing Derby is Sunday, June 21st. That's on Tickle Naked. And registration starts at 8. Fishing runs 9 to 11 with lunch, awards, prizes, and a free kayak raffle. And don't forget about the 4th of July dance party. It's coming up at the Clifford Building, 65 South Court Street in Woodsville, BYOB. That's happening tomorrow on the 20th, 7 to 11 p.m. You'll be able to dance and have a great time with the admission of $15 per person, $25 per couple. Music's provided by DJ Kev 2, and the proceeds are to benefit the Woodsville Wells River 4th of July celebration, which is just a couple of weeks away from tomorrow, the 4th of July, on a Saturday this year. That's a busy Friday morning, and we hope to join you next Friday. It'll be the 26th, the last Friday of the month of June, like we said, heading into the 4th of July in a couple of weeks. Enjoy the weekend, everybody.